Digest. I'm your host, Dan Infinity.
I fixed it. I fixed it.
You fixed it. Yay!
Are we going?
Bring it.
Should I re-say it?
You know what? Go ahead. Dan's got to restart it.
Hello, folks, and welcome to episode
it's mine.
118 of Destiny Digest. Not really Dan Infinity. It's a lie. He's actually traveling. He's having a good time. He's in Europe, drinking beer, having a good time. It's good to see you guys. Welcome to the episode. I am Tiddly, and I'm co-hosting tonight with Epic Dan, Bonafide Hero, and Sammy Cat. Thank you so much for being here. Just a little housekeeping before we begin. We stream live every Sunday night on twitch.tv/Destiny Digest, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. We're going to ask you to put some questions in the chat later on in the digest. This is an interactive episode, so we're super glad that you guys are here watching us on Twitch. Episodes of Destiny Digest go live the next day on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Pocket Casts. Basically, anywhere you find podcasts, you can find Destiny Digest. You can also help others find the show by rating and reviewing the show on your podcast platform of choice. We are really close, actually, to monetization on YouTube. So if you're able to watch and forward that to your friends, make sure you go ahead and comment and go ahead and subscribe on the YouTube. That would be incredibly helpful. We're going to kick it off just by going through what everybody's been up to this week in video games, not just Destiny 2, but other things. We do play other games besides Destiny 2. So let's go ahead and start off with Sammy Cat. What have you been up to this week?
I have been playing Silksong. It's an absolutely awful game.
Hey.
It's terrible. I've rage quit it at least 5 times this week.
This coming from the lady that can like
Fuck
run
my
dungeons
life.
over and over and over again, right?
And
But
yet
Silksong is too much.
I just can't stop playing it. I don't
Silksong.
understand.
Yeah.
It's I have never been as bad at a game, any game I can think of, as I am at Silksong. I am so bad at that game. Last night, oh my God, I messaged 2 of my friends and I was like, can I have some suggestions about how to get through this section? I've been on it for over an hour tonight. I was on it for 30 minutes yesterday or 2 days ago. So like, and yet it is a phenomenal game. I highly recommend it. Definitely game of the year contender. But my God, I fucking hate that game.
You hate it so
it's
much, but you
punishing
love
you.
it. Yep.
Yeah, it's punishing you, but you keep coming back to it. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I don't even
So-
know. I don't know how to describe it. Play it,
So
guys.
how
You should
far
play it.
along are you into Silksong? How far have you gotten?
I'm
so
in
far?
the second act. Without giving too many spoilers away, I have 3 objectives. I've completed 1 of the 3.
Mm.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
moving on.
Yeah, you have that.
You know what
that's-
I'm talking
yeah,
about?
That's most of that part of the game. Yeah. Yep. That's
And,
a big chunk of the game. Actually, is doing those 3 objectives.
all I gotta say is the middle one, those fucking gears. I swear.
Yes. Yep.
I swear. I swear. Oh my God. Like, we should move on because I'm just gonna. I really cannot wait to play it after this. I'm gonna play it on stream
Such
like
a-
right after we're
I hate
done.
this game. I can't wait to play it right after we finish stream.
But I haven't played it on stream because I don't want people to see me like this. So
Oh, you haven't.
you haven't
played
streamed
it on
it.
stream.
Okay.
I streamed it once, and then I was getting so angry that I switched over to Destiny because I didn't want people to see me like that.
Imagine.
I was so upset.
Interesting, because I'm like, well, I don't know, like, so for me when I play those type of games, because we've already talked on the podcast about me playing it, so it's really nice to hear your experience because you've gone through a lot of this. You're going through a lot of the same emotional highs and lows that I went through a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to be reassured in certain things. But like, I can't imagine. I feel like it probably would have been better if I didn't stream it. But like, there were multiple times and multiple bosses. Since you've already gone past, I'll say at least the last judge. The last judge stopping you from getting to Act 2. He took me 4.5 hours to beat. And it was funny because I unfortunately do the thing like a lot of streamers do where I can't end stream until I beat this boss, you know?
I'm so sorry.
And thinking that it might not be that bad. And I even had the issue. So I did it when I got to that boss, and Sammy went down. No, I finally beat the boss. And then I had a big, like, oh, let's go. And I didn't know after it dies, it blows up.
No, I didn't know either, but I had run away.
I did not run away. I literally dropped my controller.
Oh no!
And I was like,
Wait.
finally. And
So
then he
it's
dies.
so it's like you finish the boss and then it explodes and you don't know it's going to explode and then you have to redo it.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
think
Oh no!
mhm.
yeah, Desert Perpetual.
Yeah,
Um,
like Desert
oh
Perpetual.
my
You
goodness.
just don't know, so you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't do a lot of damage, but I had one heart or one soul or whatever.
I know.
So it was
Oh no! Did it happen? The same thing happened to you, Sammy?
no. Sammy
No,
got away. She
I-
was smart about
I
it.
You got away.
away.
Okay.
But there was this section. Are we okay with like not as big of spoilers?
No. I'm not spoiling anything that I know you
Okay.
haven't done. No.
Oh, I don't care about that.
She
I-
hates the
I
game,
have-
remember?
I pretty
she's
much-
gonna play it
getting right
after,
back
yeah.
into it. Yeah.
Totally.
I died so many times. It's like I told my friends, they were basically like, okay, make sure or something, you know. No, it was about that. They were like, did this part scare you? And I was just like, nothing scares me because I just assume I'm gonna die anyways.
You just
That's fair.
resigned at this point.
But there was one part where I got to the top of this really fucking difficult parkour section. And you're supposed to do this puzzle, these musical note puzzles.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I was doing one, the last one, I had one heart left. I had to just do one more and I fell onto some spikes. I had to start it all
Oh
over
no!
again.
You're so close.
It took me 5 hours to get to that section.
Wait, you had 5 out to redo 5 hours?
Yeah.
It took me
Oh
5
my
hours to get back
goodness.
there because
Oh
I
my
am-
goodness.
I highly recommend everyone play Ori and the Blind Forest. That game is freaking unforgivable, but it is one of my top 5 games for sure.
Yeah.
It's really hard. This game, I swear, I am just so bad. And I've been dealing with my mental health. And when I first started it, the first week, I was like, guys, I can't play this until I up my antidepressant and it starts to work because I'm so angry at this game. I had to Google if hitting Alt F4 damages your computer. I legitimately had to Google if me pressing Alt F4 was so bad.
Just
I
transfer
highly
your
recommend it though.
depression
You
over to your
guys should play
computer.
it.
Just a classic
Mm.
Hollow Knight gamer now.
I
All
can't wait to
right.
play Hollow Knight after.
Okay, so Epic Dan, what have you been up to this week in video games?
Well, yeah. Since last time, all I've played this week is Ghost of Yotei. It's
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week, yeah?
yeah. I've logged about 51 hours. We finally beat it yesterday afternoon.
What did you think? What did you think of the ending?
I think this game is worth playing. Is worth buying a PS5 for strictly to play.
Wow, that's huge.
I have
My
this.
goodness.
Oh, I didn't know it was an exclusive.
It's
It is an
unfortunately
exclusive, yeah.
It does come out on PC, but it won't come out on PC for like. Generally, the exclusives are about 9 to 12 months later.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That's Sony.
Oh my
tax,
goodness.
Unfortunately.
In
But
saying that though, is it good enough to wait for? Like it's like to
I think
wait
whenever
that
you can
time.
pick it up and play it, it is worth it. I had a person come in saying that they were PC only and they would wait, and I said, if you cannot afford to pick it up right now, then play it when it comes out on PC. Now, obviously, I played the Tsushima back at the beginning of the year because I knew I was going to probably play Yote at this point in time.
Mhm.
I enjoyed Tsushima. I thought it was cool. I really like that art style. I really like the whole samurai. I'm really into that kind of stuff. But I wasn't like fully like I didn't get it. I was like, oh, this is a cool game. Really cool. I like the fighting. But Yote, yeah, is on another level.
What is it about?
So
What kind of game is it?
it is a lot of people are just calling it like a samurai game. Most of the combat is swords from the era of Japanese culture, where like samurais and Mongols. Well, the first game was mainly about Mongols, but this game is about a woman named Atsu, who, as a child,
It's not spoilers. It happens right at the beginning.
yes, that
It's
she
okay. Yeah, it's right
basically
at the beginning.
watches
Yeah.
a man that is in the region and on this island called Yote, sees her entire family murdered when she's like 8. You find out later on a bunch of stuff. Basically, she's murdered, and she basically is left for dead. Like, they put a big sword in her chest, like big sword, and stick her to a big tree in her family's front yard, and she basically is left for dead. They think she's dead. 16 years later, she's an adult now, and she basically has one goal in life: is to kill the 6 people who murdered her family. That's the main premise, the baseline concept. That's like the first cutscene. You see that, 16 years later, her goal is, I'm killing this person, this person, this person, this person, and this person, and this person. That's all I want to do in life. Throughout the story, you get a really good story out of it, which I don't want to spoil it because I would absolutely recommend you play it. I got lucky.
Yeah.
I didn't get any
Yeah.
spoilers. It's an open world action adventure game, basically, where you basically run around with a sword. But you have a lot of options if you're into those style games. But I absolutely think it's worth playing.
My goodness.
And I think it's the best game this year. Not even close.
Really? Compared
I-
to Silk, you played Silk Song.
I
You
played them
Did you
all.
play Expedition?
I played
Cloudskier?
I played them all. And
That's
I
crazy.
love Hollow Knight. I gave Hollow Knight a 9.7.
Wow.
I thought it was
Wow.
until then I still
know,
enjoyed
because
the
you-
most.
You said that Silk
Easy.
Song was your game of the year
Silk Song
until
is
you
it.
played Yote. Wow.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. So what sets it apart? Like what makes it, your pick, your new pick?
What I ended up coming down to is I don't think it's going to win. I think Claire is going to win just because of
Yes.
how much
Yeah.
it's got going for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
does. But I do think
When's the cutoff?
it's like December 3rd. Generally, it's like December 3rd.
Oh,
first
We
one.
still have time.
Yeah, still have time.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
there
other
could be
like
another one
big
coming
heavy
in. Who
hitters.
knows?
I think. I think what I had this discussion with chat yesterday is really unfortunately going to come down to Yote and Claire, which is a very similar situation that we found ourselves in a few years ago with Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok, where
Mhm.
some people love it for one reason, some people love it for another. Obviously, Elden Ring
Sure.
won, but I would argue Elden Ring won because it was a really good game that also broke the mold for a lot of the communities that probably had never played a Souls-like that played Elden Ring for the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah, massively.
Massively. I think a similar thing is going to happen with Claire is that while I definitely think Yote in totality is a better game, Claire just broke the mold again. It's a really, really, really good game, but also broke the mold. A lot of people had probably never played these type of turn-based games.
I know I
And
haven't.
Just there's unless since there's like that voting of like fans,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just gonna.
Oh, is that
probably
how
win.
it's chosen?
Well, it's like 80-20. So like
Oh,
when
okay.
you vote on like the official Game Awards, you can vote. Like I voted every year, but you can vote, and it's about 20% fans, 80% media. So you can swing a vote of a game very easily
With the fans.
with
Yeah.
the fans.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Every time I bring it up in Twitch chat, everyone says Claire Obscura is going to win.
mhm.
So I mean, I'm wondering if it is because of the novelty, but I haven't played Ghost of Yotei, but I've been watching people stream it, and the environments are gorgeous. Like there's always wind, like lifting cherry blossoms or
Mhm.
moving grasses. The combat is really satisfying to watch. Like the story is a story of revenge, but it's really, really well done. The characters are like poignant and thoughtful, and well-rounded. And the ending is I cried. I just watched somebody. I didn't even play it.
I
I
don't
watched
blame
somebody
you.
stream it.
I don't blame you.
I cried. I
blame you.
literally was watching it and I was like, why am I crying? I think it's just because the music is also unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. It is such an amazing game.
The
It's such an
combat is
amazing game.
really, really good.
Yeah.
When I think of like what I end up having my game of the year, I generally look at like about 4 or 5 categories. I look at
Sure.
world building, which is generally like when you're in the world, do you not want to leave the world? You know, like a lot of times when I play games like Claire, Hollow Knight, and Yotei, I always get this similar feeling where like I just want to live in this world. I just want to be a part of it, just learn as much about it. If you ever play a game and you are going to do one thing and then you're like, "Ooh, what's that?" And then 20 minutes later you're like, "Oh, I forgot I was meant to do this." And then you try to get back on track, you're like, "Ooh, what's that?" And you just keep going instead of like, "Okay, let's do a campaign mission." Okay, campaign mission. That's what I kind of rate. Like, I I played Yotei the other day for 19 hours. I
Wow.
did one story mission, which is crazy.
It's that scene from Family Guy. It's like, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of
It
Yeah,
candy.
literally
yeah,
is that.
exactly.
Ooh, a piece of
Yeah.
candy.
Because I
That's
just
exactly
kept
what it is.
having things pop up where I was like, I want to go find out about this person. I want to go find out about this person. There's a mountain over there, or there's something hidden. I want to go explore. And before
How many
you know it, you're
hours
like-
in are you?
I think when I rolled credit was about 52 hours.
Fair.
Amazing.
Do you think you did everything?
Mhm.
No, I think when I stopped, I have one big thing left to do, and the best way I can compare it to is if you played Claire Obscura, there's a secret ultra boss in it called Simon. If
He's
you know
the
what
only
you're
one I haven't done.
Yeah. There is one in the Yotei as well. And at the beginning of every stream, I go fight him just to test where I'm at. I get demolished, and then I fight him again at
Oh,
the
yeah,
end
yeah.
again.
And
So
see
I
like how you
cannot-
progressed.
Yep. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
cannot
that's cool.
call
Yeah.
the game a finished completion game for me until I beat him.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
like Sammy
you
said,
wait, you
after
beat the
she-
game and you haven't beat him yet?
Nope. Now I
Oh my
also
goodness.
realize you're probably not supposed to fight him until you are actually at in game.
Probably. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he one shots basically.
He does. Yeah.
He's your rival.
He's
He
crazy.
basically has never been defeated in like 200
Yes.
years. There's all this lore about him, and it's based off a true person, like a true person in Japanese samurai culture. I still
Mm.
haven't beaten him. He has, we'll just say 5 phases for context.
He's called the Unrivaled, right? The Unrivaled.
He's called Takazo the Unrivaled.
Unrivaled. Yeah.
The best I've gotten is 1.5 phases.
Wow.
So I
you
Run,
got it. You
I
got
have
it.
a
You
ways
can
to
do
Yeah.
go.
it.
So you
Yeah.
basically, from what I've been told and what I've practiced, you have to become really, really exceptional at parrying and perfect dodges.
Yeah.
So
Not the
my
game for you,
last, my last
Not the game for you,
goal-
but-
Yeah, not the game for me.
No,
Actually,
My
I
last
can't
goal was
parry
him.
for shit.
So
You know, I
that's
thought
me.
the same thing, and then I played Claire Obscure. I played it on expert difficulty and no dodging because everyone always said in Destiny I always crutch on my dodges.
Oh,
So, which is true. It's 110% true. But it makes you learn real fast.
Mm.
And just for anyone who wants to play Claire Obscure, I know that there's a lot of people who are like, now I want to try it because they're hearing all this stuff about the DLC. there's story, and then the next 2 levels, I forget what the middle one is, and then there's expert level. The windows are the same.
Yep.
So the only real difference is going to be the damage output and the damage input. The windows are the exact same. So it's not like you have to do things faster or more perfect for expert. You still have the same
Yeah.
amount of time. It's going to be just as
More
punishing.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be just
Yeah.
as punishing on the regular difficulty. So just so you know, if you're like, oh, which one should I do? You just have to do more on expert. You have to survive longer.
Okay, gotcha. Anything else, Dan, or has it been mostly Ghost of Yote?
No, like after
basically 50
after
hours
I
of
was like,
that,
I
huh?
just gotta lock in and do it. Hopefully next week's podcast I can come back with success that I've beaten them, but like
Yeah,
I have nothing
Unrivaled.
else to do
No longer.
in that game technically except for just all right, let's sit down and let's practice this guy every day until my eyes bleed or
I love it.
goes
I
down.
actually want to watch you beat him. I find that fight very satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
So I have played a little Marvel Rivals this week. Actually, Rivals does kind of like half seasons. So they have season 4 and then season 4.5 just started on Friday, I believe. So it's a reason it doesn't reset your rank, but it is a reason to pick it up. And there's new characters and stuff that are released. So I'm obsessed with Rivals. They have all the bathing suit skins out right now, which is like, I'm a sucker. I'm like, here's my whole wallet. Please take my wallet for all of these skins. They're amazing.
Tidley's 100% fucking wearing the bathing suit Hulk.
Yep.
I am absolutely gooning for any Rivals character in a bathing suit. Like, let me tell you,
man.
it is Rivals bathing suit gooner, 100%.
Can we talk about the word gooning? Like feels like I'm just like so
You're an old
freaking old
person
now,
you thought was
but
a
I feel
mafia
like
talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
used to
don't
be
know
called-
the
just-
origin of gooning. I mean, I know like
We're a
It's just
goon.
for me. It's
Yeah.
like it's just come out of nowhere.
It's-
like
but it's everywhere now. It's everywhere,
and
yeah.
everyone's saying, "I'm like, did I miss the fucking?
did you miss
memo?
it? Have you not been on the internet for a week, Bona? Did you miss the gooning memo?
This is the first time I'm hearing it.
I just find it funny that like it's growing up, you would hear goon in like TV shows and movies, and it would be like some lackey.
Yeah,
mafia
like
guy.
a bad guy,
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
lackey,
goon, yeah.
a bad guy lackey, and now
Mhm.
it's I don't know the derivation. I will have to research that on the internet. I actually finished the Borderland 4 story finally, which is really exciting.
Oh, that's good.
But I'm like level 30-ish, I think. So I think this week I'm probably gonna try to power level to 50 and then maybe do some endgame stuff. Maybe some learn how
You got
the
some stuff
the
to
end-
prepare for soon too.
Oh right,
the
I know there's an
announcement.
event coming out, right?
Well, that's their
I got the
Halloween
notification.
event. Yeah, but they also
Halloween event.
announced their roadmap for their raids to start dropping soon.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. So I really want to get at least my first character to max level with a good kit
Yeah.
for getting bosses down. I just feel really behind still because I took the trip and I'm also taking another trip next week. So I really want to get max level with a build. I think that's the plan. But at least I really liked the Borderlands 4 story. I haven't played the other main Borderland games. I did play Tiny Tina Wonderlands, but I didn't play the other Borderlands, but I really liked it. So I don't have any frame of reference to compare it. I won't do any spoilers, but I thought the story was excellent. I thought it was really well done. In Destiny, I did a little bit of leveling. I'm about 380, so I'm a little behind still. We have some discussion coming up about leveling in Destiny. But I've been doing epic raids nonetheless. I've done 3 so far, and I really like it. Like I like it so much. I did my first Sherpa this past week. And oh my goodness, like I there's still so many roles I need to learn how to do better in order to be a helper.
Mhm.
But I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to hop back in. I feel like the final boss encounter is. I thought the final boss encounter for Desert Perpetual was my favorite encounter, but this one is so good. It's so good, and it's really not as bad as it looks. Like when I was watching it being streamed for the world's first contest, obviously it was contest, but I still was like, oh my god, this looks crazy. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, this actually makes sense. It's just a lot of steps.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn the final encounter better so I can help teach it and Sherpa.
I'm gonna join for a help soon because I still have not done it. I need to take some.
Oh
time.
my
All these
God.
other games, though, I'm like, but sooner or later I should get a clear in.
Yeah, for
I haven't done it
sure.
either.
Oh my god! Anytime you guys want, let me know. I might. I've been setting up runs with iLulu, so if you wanted to join in and
Yeah.
learn roles, like just let me know. I can, or I'll just ping you and see if you're available, and we can go from there. But yeah, that was basically my week. What about you, Bona? What did you do this week in video games?
I still haven't done the like original raid, like the first bit.
The regular, the
Yeah.
normie
He
vanilla
should jump
desert
right
perpetual.
to Epic.
Annoying.
That's what he should do.
You're just gonna start at
Yeah.
Epic. We're not even gonna just going right in, baby.
Do I have to parry? No, I've found sort of quite the amount of time I can sort of either stream or game. I'm on sort of Dune Awakening. So I found like quite a bit of success sort of streaming that recently. Even sort of going to like a play test in London. They just delayed it, so it's supposed to be this week. But there's like a big play test in London where you get like invited to for like a few days. So I gonna be going to that now next month. But yeah, sort of just doing that. And honestly,
Nice.
yeah, I haven't really had much time to sort of play anything else. Usually we'll meet like for our D&D, like our real
Ooh.
life D&D, like every 2
IRL
weeks.
D&D.
But-
Yeah.
But we've just
Yeah.
taken like a proper break, like
Mhm.
for like. So we've missed like a fortnight. So it's now been like 4 weeks. I'm having withdrawals, man. Like,
Oh,
I'm
I
just,
know.
like,
Yeah.
in my
It's
head, I'm
fun.
like, oh fuck, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit,
Are
let
you-
me like. I just got smite on my freaking bard. On
So
my
you're
bard
playing, not
paladin,
DMing the
so-
IRL session, right? This you're just you're
Correct.
playing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
I will be DMing
Interjection.
the other thing. Will be. We've
You're
spoken
gonna be-
about. So yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
I think we should
Mm.
do a
one
Destiny
shot?
Digest
One shot.
D&D
yeah.
campaign.
I would love to do that.
because I've
Actually, I
never
would love-
done it.
You've never done it? I
Yeah,
have
me
never
neither.
been
I just
a
had
DM
to put that out
before,
there now.
but I would love to.
Neither.
because
You've
I'd forget
You've
otherwise.
never done any. Never done anything D&D.
No, I haven't.
Oh
Well,
really?
I mean,
Okay.
we should do it. We should do a one shot. I think that'd
Ever
be
since
super
I
Baldur's
need-
Gate
fun.
I need
3, I've
some
been wanting to,
practice.
so
Yeah.
Have you
I need some practice.
have you guys done
DMing.
Baldur's?
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean,
Okay, so if
after
you've done
Baldur's
Baldur's,
Gate 3, I was like really wanting
Yeah.
to get into it.
Baldur's
I
is a
watched the
really good
movie.
introduction. Yeah.
That was
The
actually
movie-
a really good movie.
The D&D,
Yeah,
the
the-
D&D
Oh, the
movie
D&D
actually does it a
movie?
lot of justice. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Was
so
it
funny.
actually good?
It's so funny. It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
good.
it's
It's actually
really good.
funny and good. Yeah.
It does it a lot of
The
justice.
trailer
like the
did not
whole
do it justice,
world.
so
No, it didn't.
that's
No, it
what
really
made me
does
mad.
because like the that one part when they're trapped and the water is rising, like it's like Bona, like I was watching it and I was like, I feel like
Yeah.
this is like my D&D group. They're like trying to think of how we're gonna get out of the DM puts you in this
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
situation and you're trying to be creative and like how are we gonna get out of this? So I love
Mhm.
that. I actually I did IRL D&D yesterday. We were fighting a group of necromancers. And
Oh,
I'm
right.
running a Tempest cleric because I came into this IRL group late and their cleric
I see,
left.
I
And of
see.
course you need to have
Yeah.
a cleric. So I was like, well, I'm gonna pick like the most badass cleric that you could possibly have, which is a Tempest cleric, because I'm basically I run heavy armor, so I have an AC of 18. I have like a whole
Jeez.
bunch of like damage spells, and I can also heal and revive people. So I'm like, I think
Nice.
we're running level 5. I'm not like super we're not super far advanced, but anyway, so these necromancers came at us. They almost downed one of us. Our initiative roll was terrible. And then what I did is I cast Sleet Storm on all of them, and it took them like 5 turns. They kept on slipping and falling and losing concentration. It was so amazing. Like you could just
Well
imagine.
done.
And like we literally should not have won that fight. We should have run away, but we actually won because of Sleet Storm. It was so satisfying though. But that's one
awesome.
of the things I love about I'm there's a lot of things I love about D&D. One of the things I love about it is like being creative and coming up with something that's like can turn the tides in a battle like that, you know?
Exactly. And there's so much that can do that as well. Like
Yeah.
as a player or as a DM, you never know until it's like right in front of you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and it's just fucking great. Oh, I love it. But
have
no, Sam, I don't
questions.
know if you've yeah, go. Yeah.
Okay. Please let me ask them first because they might all overlap.
How dare
Okay,
you.
one
Go
of
for
my
it.
questions is what happens when you die? Are you just out? My next question
yeah.
is, are these all like you can create your build, but do you decide what class you are, and do you have like stats?
Yeah. So there's sort of both of those can be answered by depends on how the DM is running the campaign and what your agreement is with the DM. Can you die and is that it? Yes. It then is up to your DM to basically whether it falls within the story that if there's something, a quest that can be gone on by the other party members that can bring your character back, or if there's something that they've put in the story that when someone does die, this will bring you back, but it will do something else to you. So
Okay.
it's part of the DM's job to basically put those safeguards in place if they want. However, many
Depends
DMs
if
will
they
be
want
like,
to.
you die, you die, you die.
Yep.
here's
Give me
where
another
I'm
character
at.
sheet,
I'm one of those people where I will go all out
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not smart about it. Like, I cannot survive Catan. It's bad. It's real bad. Because I go all out, and then
So we
I
need
die.
to put you on a barb, is what I'm hearing. We'll put you on
And-
like a melee like character where you build into that, where you build into being a tank and like going all in,
Well, I mean, no matter what, I would just go all in, and then I would die. And if I can't come back to life, I'd be freaking out. Like that campaign would. I can't wait while everyone else is having fun. So,
I
I'm
read this
just
thing
out.
earlier. I read this thing earlier where it was like our bard tried to seduce the big bad, but then rolled an at one, so he got thrown in prison, and then he tried to seduce all the guards and rolled really low, so they would beat him up, but they had boners and so
No
all this was
riz,
happening. All this was happening, and the
Yeah.
entire rest of the party were just like, nah, fuck him. And they went off. And the DM basically had to do a split party thing, which happens a lot. And basically,
Yes,
the other
split
players
party,
were off doing this quest, whilst the bard was basically trying to break out of horny jail.
Oh my god,
Literally.
we had
So-
the
Horny
same thing happen with
jail.
our IO. No, we really did. We basically set up this subterfuge where we had one of our characters was seducing a guard at a library that had a locked room, and so he went on this date as a distraction. So half of the party was micromanaging this fake date, and the other half was breaking into the library. It went very, very badly. But
Amazing.
Someone had told
was
me
absolute-
about this
so
campaign
funny.
they did where one person ended up getting drunk in a tavern, and then their solution to try and sober up ended up making them drunker. So then they ended up doing one of those split quest things where half of the party, the rest of the party, ended up going and trying to find some kind of elixir that would make it so that they would stop drinking.
See, a lot of that also turns that's
So
the
they spent
DM
2 hours
improvising.
in the tavern.
Yep. That happens
That
so
all comes
much,
down
though.
to the DM
Yeah.
having to improvise and make shit up on the spot, but then also be like, shit,
Yep.
does this actually coincide with what's actually happening in the world? And then they'll then have to go back and either retcon in the future or build
Right,
shit around
right.
it, and it just completely derails everything.
No,
So-
that's yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Being a DM, you have
that's-
to be able to roll with it and because
Exactly.
my husband was playing a rogue, and there was a teenage character that attacked the party, and then he was apparently supposed to be a really a centerpiece of an entire story that the DM had designed, and my husband just killed him. And then
Yeah.
and the DM had to
Yeah.
decide if he was I
Yeah.
slit his throat, and the DM had to be okay, roll for whatever. And
Yeah.
he let him kill him, but he was he had this whole backstory and this whole
Yep.
this stuff planned around this character, and he was just off the board. It's just that's why
Yeah.
but that's why D&D is so much fun, because it is improvisational, and like I feel like a
Mhm.
really good DM is going to kind of go with it and like
Exactly.
kind of make it up as you go. You know, they have like a loose structure, but like allow the
And you
players
don't want to be like a
creative. Yeah.
killjoy too much, right? And be like, no,
Right,
you just can't
right.
do that. You want to go. This is obviously your story, but it's also your player's story as much.
Yeah.
You know,
Correct.
You
It's
want
a co-created
So,
experience.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then what was your second question, Sam?
Oh, yeah.
Can you
Sorry, I got
die
so
and be
into
brought
this.
back? Yeah.
Okay, so are there like stats? So like
Yes, I remember. So you can, again, it depends on how the DM either wants to do it, whether it's XP based sort of leveling system or like event based leveling system, like milestone is what they call it. So the DM will either say, "Yep, you'll level up," or just say to this person, "You level up like right now." Depending on whether they hit a milestone, or he'll say at the end of a engagement or an end of a night or an interaction with a NPC, he'll say you get this much XP, and then you'll like level it up that way. So that's how that will work with your levels. But then with stats, you can either just point buy, so you get like a certain amount of points to build into your specific stats, like charisma, intelligence, wisdom, or you'll do like a rolling, like you'll roll for your
Yeah,
points, if that
random,
makes sense.
randomized. There's a spread.
And
So
yeah.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I have another question. 2 questions.
2 more
First
questions. Let's go.
2 more. We should have our own episode about my
I know,
questions.
Destiny Digest, D&D edition.
D&D edition. Yeah, I own one shot.
Okay, so my next one is Tidley. You said that you were like a Tempest cleric.
Tempest cleric, yes.
Okay, so here's my first question.
Sure.
Are there like classes and like subclasses? Like I could be an archer, but like would I be like a certain type of archer? And then my second question is, I imagine that I probably have to get some dice. So I'd like to write down what kind of dice I have so I can put them on my birthday wish list.
Would you like to answer that, Mona?
I got my post-it note and pen for whenever you guys are ready to tell me what dice I need to get.
So I will send you so many fucking links of dice. I've become such a fucking dice.
Oh my god,
gremlin,
I
dude.
know. We went to Gen Con and I
so
got some gorgeous dice. Actually, I think
It's
me and
so
Dan
I'm
got the
really
same dice. They're
nervous
so
about
pretty.
this though, because
You'll have
have
more dice
problem
than you
with
will have Pokemon stuff behind you.
addiction. I
It
have
is-
a
it's
really
addictive. It
addictive
is.
personality, and I'm
Yes.
afraid.
D2 dice are so nice. I don't know if you saw the ones they had at GCX.
I
They had a whole
did,
table.
yeah.
They were really nice.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just nervous that I'm gonna.
You might
Yeah.
be. I mean, just to completely warn you, the dice are gorgeous and there's so many
I
different kinds.
know they are.
What I like to do, well, first of all, if we play, we would play probably on D&D Beyond, which is like online, so you
Virtual, yeah.
wouldn't actually need dice. It's virtual. But what I like to do is whenever I do a new like long-term campaign, I like to get a dice set that matches the character that I've created. So my Tempest
Oh,
cleric,
man.
she is basically kind of like the mermaid kind of class or like species in D&D. And so like her origin story is she's like, she comes from like the sea. And so like I got a set of dice that is sea themed for her because she's like kind of like watery and sea themed. But like I get a different set depending on the character I create. And you can be an archer. So an archer is basically a subclass. You would want to pick your species and then you want to pick kind of the class you want to run. So like there's lots of different kinds. Like I said, cleric is a healer. There's barbarians, damage dealers, fighters, bards, which also do healing. And then there's subclasses within those that there's like lots of variations of subclasses. But archers are typically, I'm just Googled it. They're fighters, rogues, or rangers. I would say a rogue is probably the closest to the
I can see
Destiny
rogue.
character that you play.
Okay.
Like closest to like a void hunter would be a rogue. So you could do a rogue hunter build and do
Okay.
something similar, and then maybe get like a cool purple set of dice or something. Like I don't know, it'd be awesome.
I would like to be a wood elf archer with high rogue with max sneak, max archery.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be really good.
Fuck it, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Like,
Let's do it.
I'm excited.
You're in.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's set it
yeah,
up. Okay.
yeah.
All right, Bona, anything else for
Cool.
you this week?
No.
Sorry,
That took a
guys.
turn.
No.
No, I
Apologies.
brought up D&D.
D&D. I know. I mean, let's take this whole segue on to D&D. No, but like, dude,
This
I
was
love it.
this
I
was
could talk about
Dungeons
it for
Digest,
hours.
right?
Dungeons Digest, episode number 118. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Epic Dan is going to lead us through the TWID and news. We had a couple articles come out this week, so
We had a couple. It wasn't
wasn't too crazy.
Wasn't a big one, but we do want to talk
No.
about the TWID a little bit. I'm going to go through at least some of the update that also came out. At least to start off with Heliostat, which was the new exotic mission that launched. I don't know if anyone has had a chance to run it this week.
Negatory.
I have not run it. No.
So that would be
I plan to soon.
yeah. I got a chance to play it Tuesday, and I know there's a lot of people who have probably had a lot to say about the mission. But personally, I thought it was a pretty cool mission. The only thing I could say without spoiling it for anyone else here was it did feel personally a little bit shorter than I would like. It kind of felt like by the time you start ramping up the mission, you're done. I also understand that this mission was, at least from what I could tell, was kind of created with the expectation that you were going to have to run it a whole lot with it being tied to Portal. I don't know if that was intentional, but this is a mission that obviously is supposed to be rewarding you with the axe. And it has some really cool mechanics tied to it where you have to I don't know if it's exactly Siva or who, but you look at all these symbols and you have to do some really neat things where you have to see what the odd symbol is on that side of the room, what the common symbol is, and kind of connect the dots. Kind of without spoiling. I know everyone else hasn't played it. And
No,
obviously
I
you
don't.
get the
I don't
axe.
mind though. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
mind. Yeah.
I want to play
I-
it spoiler free.
That's
if you
what,
don't
yeah.
mind.
I totally understand.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um,
That's fair.
As far as I could tell, the play space didn't feel like a play space we've spent either a lot of time in. Me personally, it felt like a play space that we had in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 with like the whole war mines, if you remember, like all those little kind of triangles we had. It felt new, but also felt like somewhere we had played. And obviously the final boss is a boss that we had way back in the day without spoiling it. I don't think it's as big of a deal. A lot of people have been making a big deal about this boss that came back from Vanilla Destiny 2. And
It's the same thing as always, isn't it?
well,
Yeah.
while it
yeah.
is,
Reusing assets.
I personally have gotten past the anger or upsetness or disdain, whatever word you want to use around that, because I personally feel that more people fought this boss for the first time this week than
Oh, okay.
fought it back in the day. Just because I don't personally see a lot of players who were playing this boss's activity back then.
Mm-hmm.
Without spoiling, 'cause I know a lot of people want
Right.
to be like free. It is a boss
Mhm.
that when I first got him, I was like, this guy looks familiar. And then he did
You're like,
he did a few
"Wait."
actions. He did a few actions, and I was like,
I
you know, like
you.
that
We've met
that
before.
meme that that's from that movie. I was like, wait a minute, you, and then it all came flooding back. All the hours of me farming this boss, and I was like, wait a minute. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? It's cool. There is a story lore implication to why he comes back. I'll leave that.
Oh,
up
so
for-
he's an actual character. Repeat
is a
character,
character
not just a
from-
repeat model.
no, it's an actual character.
Okay. Well, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah. And in the story of the strike, they give reasons. They do, fortunately, but unfortunately, talk about Siva. It's not a spoiler, because it's kind of why we're there with the Siva Axe, which isn't technically Siva, because they've chosen to rename everything to be doing with the Quicksilver exotic auto rifle. I'm sure I don't know. I'm not a lore guy like that, so I don't know how that's all
Yeah.
happened. But I after first completion, I was like, that's it. But on multiple complete, I was like, this is cool. But also, understand that it's unfortunately never gonna be enough for the community if it's not Whisper in 0 hour. And we have to I don't want to say get past that. We just have to understand that like it's a
True.
different time period. And it's a different kind of
Yeah.
style of game.
Yeah.
But I
true.
do think Healer Set was a cool mission. But I also went into it expecting nothing. So that's just
Right.
personally.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about it from people. Like the people I've talked to have kind of been like, "Oh, it's kind of a womp womp." So kind of mid, but have not gotten in there and want to kind of withhold judgment. But it is tough though because I feel like hearing something like that, it does kind of like change the way you experience it.
Mhm.
It's like going into a movie and knowing that it's got a really good review or a really bad review, and
Yeah.
sometimes that can kind of either hurt or help. Like if in terms of your expectations going in. So if any, maybe it's good though, because I feel like I've got very low expectations going in. So maybe I'll
Yeah.
actually really enjoy it when I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I don't
they
know.
do
Question.
some mechanics that we haven't seen before, which I thought was cool.
Okay. Love that.
How early did we know about 0 hour or Presage before it came out?
So
I know that Whisper they just dropped just
yeah,
suddenly.
Whisper was the one
Surprise,
they
yeah,
dropped
so
on
it
us.
was
0
secret,
hour, if
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. All we knew was a date that an exotic was coming. That was it. I personally, this is 2019 maybe. I remember the roadmap saying that there was just an exotic mission on this week's reset, and that was it. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, the community found out how to get into the mission. They just knew we were getting an exotic mission at some time in that season. Presage, I think we knew about on our roadmap again.
We did,
I think
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we knew this day, this mission. I think we even knew the name. So we
What were
haven't
the other
had a
ones?
lot of drops in a
Let
long
me
time.
Yeah, because there's another one I can't think of right now.
The only other one, if you want to call it that was like not a shadow drop, but like kind of just flung on us, it's probably just Corridors. But I don't know if that counts because we kind of knew.
Do you think that this exotic mission, especially because it introduced the axe, would have been better if it were a surprise? I feel like right now we're in a very precarious spot because people are like, I want a roadmap. I want to know, especially streamers or content creators. They're like, I want to know when so I can be prepared in streaming. But at the same time, if it was like, hey, even sometime next week, we're dropping surprise content.
I think the problem would be if
I think
the
people would
content
like
is
it more because they
dropped.
wouldn't be expecting something.
I would
I
agree.
think-
Generally, I
yeah.
would agree that it's weird because I personally prefer when we are just kind of dropped content. It's really, really nice. I will always prefer that. They would have had to not have it tied to the portal. That's my only
Yep.
complaint about it currently, is that your first run it's very easy. It's incredibly easy. And there's no timer.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
It's tied to the portal. So like you launch it the first time and it's set to normal. Everything's really, really easy. All of my team's deaths were from not knowing where to go, hitting turn back zones, trying to figure out, okay, let's jump here. No,
Yeah.
let's jump here. No. And once you complete the first one, then you have the ability to access all the portal difficulties all the way up to ultimate. Then it gets a little difficult. But then again, there is no reason to run it at a higher difficulty because there's no like There's no catalyst tied to higher levels. I got all of my like intrinsic stuff just doing normal, just doing like the light level 10 version. So you don't have to do a higher difficulty to earn all this stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I think ultimate is the only reason to do ultimate is like an emblem, I think is what someone told me. But if someone doesn't care for the emblem, you could really
have to.
just solo the normal version and get the axe and all the stuff tied to it. There's no timer,
Yeah.
there's nothing else.
Wasn't there one that we had to kind of unlock? Or there was like a world secret? Was that Avalon?
It might have been Node Avalon. Yeah.
Where it was like people see, I like it where people notice things in the world and it's like they have to go and they go to raid secrets, or there's like all these rumors and then they have to make the connection. Like
Yeah.
one thing was what was it? Was it finding out the wish wall is what I think of. Like
Yeah.
There's
going
also,
around-
like, Sleeper back in the day as well.
Sleeper
had
was
that
the
Yeah.
same
same
day.
stuff.
Yeah.
where it was kind of like, okay, we have to go and is this different? What are these symbols? Like, let's put it all together and then they unlock something.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the point of like a roguelike game, like they've sort of made Edge of Fate into, isn't it? So like
Mhm.
you come
would
back
think.
and then
But
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like I could kind of piggyback off of Sammy's question is that a lot of the content doesn't feel like it's pushing the player to be somewhat of an explorer, you know? Because I imagine like if this
Yeah.
one dropped and we didn't know about it, the community is kind of not used to going out of the way of like really deep diving into the world to figure that out, which is unfortunate because I would love to go back to that, but I definitely know that
Yeah.
like people would complain that they can't get certain content done because they gotta wait for a YouTuber guide to come out for it because it's just a totally different era. I would personally agree that Sammy's right in the sense of like having stuff created and letting us explore it will always be more satisfying than just being told show up on this date. There
Well,
are
then I feel like
other
people would
problems with it,
expect
though.
less because they're already engaging with it more.
Yeah.
I just think they
Or
don't have
let
enough.
us find out, like, hey,
Yeah.
what are we going to unlock? Don't tell us what the exotic is. Oh my God, we unlock an axe? Like,
So would you be
That
would
okay
be
with like us knowing we had an
massive.
exotic, but not knowing what the exotic was?
and then suddenly it's an axe where
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, what?
I just don't think they have enough content planned so they can withhold information about when people are asking for a roadmap. I just,
Yeah.
My
I
other
just don't think
question
there's
is,
enough.
do you think data miners have ruined that?
I mean, they've been data mining since like forever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just wonder, like, because I know there was a time that like all the really
Yeah.
hot stuff was coming
Yeah.
out, and every single time, data miners would get to it ahead of time, and they would announce it. They
Yeah,
would almost
it
announce
definitely
all the
sucks.
steps, and I wonder if whoever is in charge at one point in time just said, "Well, let's just announce it ourselves in a way we want it to be announced, instead of, some random Twitter account just announcing it a
Just
week or two ahead
spoiling
of
it.
time."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough.
I'll
I
say
don't like that.
the game is boring now. I have a ton to do, but it's all just checklist. Like, they tell us what to do, where to do it, what there is to do, and it feels like there's nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love it with exotic missions. I was always like, oh my gosh, we are going to go in on legend difficulty with all bows. We might not be able to do it, but we're
Mhm.
going to go through this mission. And now it's like an exotic mission came out.
That actually has to
Same
be
thing with
really rough for
Kel's
you.
Fall.
Yeah, you and your I guess your Grand Masters and your exotic missions have all been, I don't want to say taken from you, but like kind of have been.
They totally have been.
It's
I'm
kind of
excited
funny
for
'cause,
the
like, they
Deltas.
gave you your they gave you your Master Ghost, at all times. But they were like, well, we'll give you your Master Gauss at all times. But that's so
We're still
unfortunate.
waiting on those surges.
Yeah.
It's kind of what
Or-
That
they did
hasn't been
for-
fixed yet?
There's still
Oh.
surge rotations.
Oh, wow.
So I have to wait 2 weeks to get void. Granted, I can do something else. I can adapt. I have access to it. I can adapt my play style. That's on me. That's
Yeah.
my choice. So I'm not saying like, oh, they should give me void surge all the time. Like that's on me. I could find a different way to get through it. I have crossbows. It's just not something I'm interested in doing right now. But there was something else I was gonna say. What was the first thing you said before I just said that? Oh yeah. Okay. People were like, why aren't you using like they made Not For Me inspired by me. They made portal modifiers specifically inspired by me, and I don't use them. And people
Oh,
have asked me
That's
that before.
crazy.
I do not use them. And people are like, they made them for you. Why aren't you using like? And I'm like, I don't want to play Portal.
Dang.
I don't want to play Portal.
That one
That's
dev
fair.
out there who
That's
like
fair.
who pushed
Like put
for
it
that
in
samey change is like,
specifically. They're like, I spent so many hours and she doesn't even use it. No, but I agree. I think that's kind of an overarching conversation we keep having about Portal in Destiny and how they've really tried to funnel so much leveling and content through Portal, and the community is, from what I've heard, is not about it. So are they going to scrap it? Are they going to move on from this system? Are they going to double down on it? Like what's going to be the future of the Portal? But I think for now, a lot of people are not really.
I would love to
liking
be a
it.
fly on the wall
So,
of the guy
yeah.
that suggested and like
The
campaigned
Sammy
for
Cat
Portal.
or Portal in
No,
general.
No, he campaigned for Portal,
Yeah.
and he's tried to keep this alive. Whose project was Portal?
Right. Who
And,
is in charge of this?
Like, how
Yeah.
do they feel about everyone's, everyone saying everything about it? Like, I would
Person
be
who
fucking
made
destroyed. I was
Pathfinder
like,
was like,
this is
first
my
time.
big thing.
This is my baby. How dare
Yeah.
you pick on my baby? Well,
I
mean,
would
think
I
of-
would
they've-
be really
they've
upset.
they've had like massive
Yeah.
in projects that have failed before, like some of these like the fire team finder system, remember that? Like
Yeah.
where they
Mhm.
had like
was
that
so
was a
excited for that.
massive project. They had this huge like rollout. They did like they announced it, and then it was just like quietly sunsetted, and in-game LFG is a lot more robust and actually like way better than like the the way it used to be done. But I feel like they've had these massive systems that they've rolled out that just haven't been successful. I think
Yeah.
Portal would be more successful if they hadn't funneled all the leveling through it. If it really truly had been an onboarding space for people who didn't know where to start, I love that. I think that's great conceptually. I still think Destiny struggles generally with not having a great onboarding system for people who are just coming in. There's a lot. It's very confusing. People don't know how to find people to play with. They don't know where to start. I feel like the Portal, if that's its purpose, great. But for returning players, and also like I have a hard time finding where the map is now. I'm just like, where are we going? I was trying to launch the raid. I'm like, where is the new raid located? Like where I used to be able to find content, and now I'm just, as a returning player, I'm just like, where do I find that? Oh wait, it's in the portal. It's in the portal. It's in the new content tab. You have to go in there, and then it opens up a map. I'm like, this is so weird. Why isn't the map in a map? Why is the map in the portal inside of a node? There's the map. I'm like, why is this the case? This is so weird. What is going on?
So because
I
I
think
jump
that they
back on
should do
so
the world
rarely.
map. I think they should do the world map and then make Portal supplemental. They should have Portal be supplemental as kind of where you can do lists. So you would go into Portal, because one thing is really frustrating is, okay, I want to go play this dungeon. Where the frick is it in the world? But it's like I could go and play it, find it, or I could go to Portal, go under Pinnacle, go to dungeons, and then I can select it from there. Like they have subcategories.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one thing that really kills it, I'm looking at it right now, for Pinnacle, it's like I can choose, there's 14 different are things in here. So it's dungeon, exotic mission, onslaught, dungeon, exotic mission, onslaught, crawl, arena. I think that putting them all together, I'm like, what am I even playing? If I want to play an exotic mission, I want to go and like find an exotic mission. I want to go to a tab that says exotic mission and then choose which exotic mission I want to do. I don't want to have to go through this whole list of 14 to try and find an exotic mission.
No, I completely agree. Well, speaking of leveling getting pushed through the portal, we did have some good news recently from Bungie this past week, in that they are not going to increase the power cap for Renegades. So the power cap is
Huge.
going to remain at 550, and they're not planning to increase it. And also, October 14th, they are rolling out leveling changes in the portal, which hopefully will help people who are a little bit behind, aka me, catch up a little bit to people. But what do you guys think about that change? Like, what do you guys think about that, or community response to that?
I
more
love that they're not.
surprised. Oh, you're surprised. You're
Oh.
happy about this?
Well, okay. It's twofold. I absolutely love that they're not raising it because, well, okay, no. I think that they should raise it, but by significantly less.
Go back to
Um,
10.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want it to be like, so people were like, okay, everything with the seasonal model, that actually kind of worked to where you would still have to like level up, because right now them not changing it, everyone's at tier 5. You just go, I mean, what's the point of coming back? Especially because people now are used to going and farming. People are
Mhm.
used to going and leveling up. So now they come back and it's like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I guess the question becomes, why do you play the game? Like,
Yeah.
do you grind for the
Yeah.
sake of grinding? Do you grind for a specific activity? Or do you just like for me, it's the latter, right? Like, I'm not going to go in and grind unless there's a specific activity that I
Yep.
want to complete with my friends. So I know a lot of people did the and it's part of the problem with why the game is so dead right now, because there was this enormous push to level for the Epic Raid release. And that's why after that, everyone was already at max level for the Epic Raid release. And all these big creators are like, well, I'm already leveled. I'm just going to stop playing for now. And now people are trying to level for the dungeon release, right? But for me, I'm not going to just go in and grind for grinding's sake. That's not how I like to play the game. I like to play the game where I'm grinding because I'm grinding for a particular activity. So right now I'm power leveling. I'm just leveling just to try to get my Conqueror gilded again, which you have to hit 530 in order to do that, right? And I know for you, Sammy, you grind because you want to be able to do like these challenges, right? Like, and you can't access these challenges without being a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's tough either way because, like,
yeah,
if they don't raise the power cap, people that are already there won't play because they have nothing to
Yeah.
grind for.
true.
If they do raise the power cap, then sometimes you have people who are just going to wait until they get already boosted up anyway. They just
Yep.
wait it out because I'll just play other stuff because I know in a month they're going to go ahead and push my light up.
Yeah, or
But
it's going to be
there's
a lot
also-
easier to
a lot
access
easier.
that level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
it's tough. I don't think there's a right answer because you'll, like, even in chat, you have people who are on one side of the board where they're like, I want to
Sure.
power grind all the time. Then you have people
Yep.
who say they don't want to power grind at all.
Yep.
It's tough
Yeah.
to, because I know what's going to happen is when Renegades comes out and we're still 550, you'll have people that are already max, that already have their tier 5 sets, because all the stuff that they added to force the grind in Renegades are getting rolled back. And they're going to say after they do the first week of, we'll just say the first week and a half of Renegades, and they've done all the new activity stuff,
Yeah.
they'll say there's nothing to do again because they are
Right.
already max.
They're already maxed,
So you
right? They're
can't-
maxed when it comes out. Yeah.
Can't really decide if it's a good or bad thing because it's all up to the player. So
Right.
I'm
And there
glad
are
that it's
different
getting added,
players.
but
Yeah, exactly. There's different approaches. There are different people who are like, if they don't increase it at all, that's going to affect people who are playing the game hardcore who are already leveled, I don't know.
So it's tough because it seems that enough people have complained about it that they're going to roll back these features. But I wouldn't be surprised if December 25th happens and people are complaining.
Oh, for sure. It's just crazy to me that happens immediately after the new content comes out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm like, I did the new content once and I'm done.
Now, do we even know what the light level is going to be for the contest dungeon? Because
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're already level for that too.
Probably.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm already 450 and I've just been chilling. So
Yeah.
unless the contest dungeon requires you to be 500 plus, then I still wouldn't need to grind. And if it's 300 because they feel most players that might want to grind or play it are only going to need to be 300, they've already given everyone the floor. So
Right. So you don't have to worry about that
You don't have
in
to worry
order
about
to
that either.
access the end game content. Because I
Yeah.
think there should be some. I mean, I don't know. That's always a question. Is that an elitist take that you should require people to grind to access content? I mean, I'm of two minds of it. I feel like yes and no. I feel like to access base content maybe, but end game content, I feel like there should be some like,
Mhm.
I don't know. There should be some grinding to get to end game content. You shouldn't just be able to pick that up. I think just generally getting into activities, I think so, but I think there should be a range. But I definitely personally feel like the grind was overtuned.
yeah.
But they've trained the entire player base to do it. So okay,
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
a big thing.
I don't know. I don't
With
know.
everyone
Train
going
list.
back to Caldera like the first day of Renegades again,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Like
Yeah. Back
shit,
to the
here we go
mines.
again.
Here we
Oh
go
shit!
again.
Here's the mines, guys.
So I don't know. Like
I have one
yeah.
thing that I will say again and again and again, and I want to yell at Bungie is they need to bring back, hands down, GMs. They need to.
Please,
yeah.
There is
I
no
will
Yeah.
come back.
option.
yeah.
Look how many people in the PvP space, especially streamers, especially content creators, who are the ones where people are most influenced by. They need to, without question, bring back GMs because they have lost a massive amount of people who would do speed runs, who would do helps. A lot of people who would just
Right.
grind
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
It's so weird.
absolutely need to.
So
The
it's
biggest reason
yeah.
why I've had to step away, and it's like they took away the pretty much the 90% of the reason why I'd play.
Yeah.
Right.
Was for
And that's
GMs
how it
with
is
those.
for a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
people.
And
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I wonder why they did that. Maybe
I
it
feel
was
like
because of the
they
portal.
didn't even try to. It might have been something that they accidentally removed.
Accidentally
Because they probably
removed.
thought
I just
Portal would have been the Portal
Right.
version would have been it, but it's not. Like I have
Yeah.
unfortunately, unlike Tiddly, have unfortunately retired my Conqueror streak because of
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Like I have
same.
no
Yeah.
interest in being 15.
People just don't want to run them. And I think part of that is because they already have modifiers chosen for you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to go in and just run all bows. I wouldn't be able, so that's gone. I don't even have the ability to do challenges. I know if you guys are familiar with Above, he did
Oh, yeah,
Grandmaster
the
yeah.
Gauntlet.
GMG. Yeah, which
Yeah,
is a
he's
fun
done that.
event.
He's retired. Yeah.
Amazing.
Is he not doing that
Um,
anymore? Like,
You
No.
can't.
No,
yeah.
He made a
There's
big
no
thing.
possible way he can.
can't.
Oh, that's crazy.
He made a
Yeah.
big YouTube video, probably
About-
like a month ago or
About a
so,
month or
Mhm.
a
so
couple weeks
ago
ago.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
and
content
yeah.
is just gone. So
Yeah.
he's a variety streamer now because he just
That was
he
his
just doesn't
main.
have Destiny content
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's so crazy pulling like evergreen content from the community like that. It's just
Well, it's crazy pulling something that's actually functioning and working from the
Yeah.
game. I think the game is gonna the problem with game is that you do need creativity. You do need adding new things, but why would you pull something that is
They
so
should've just gave it more
successful that
strikes.
there's so much content built around? Like, why would you
Doesn't
do
fit
that?
into Portal.
Bring back the strikes. I put
they
it
Have
should have
Portal
just
then.
given
like
us more strikes. They should have left
I-
G-
I-
Yeah.
Nightfalls as it is, just added strikes.
I put
Yeah.
out a thing probably about 2 to 3 years ago, and it was all the strikes they've removed, and it was just like they should have done like a season or like over a couple of seasons where they bought back
Each one.
from the DCV, and
Yep.
imagine like a whole season where they bought back like the nine strikes they took away.
There's probably
Right,
more than 9
and-
strikes now, though, right?
It was 9. It was 9.
Oh, is 9?
I've
Interesting.
got a picture of my Insta with that, and it's got like
It
like
feels
one
like
of my
there's
best
more than
fucking
that gone.
thing.
Wow.
it feels like that, but it's the 9 strikes.
That's not including
were
the D1
put in the
strikes
DCV.
then, that they could have brought
Mhm.
back. Or
Let
brought
me see if I
in.
can find it. Give me 2 seconds. You guys continue. I'll have a look.
Yeah,
just
they have to bring it back. The game, I don't want to say, I will never say dead game, because I have that much, I don't know if it's faith in Bungie. I have that much hope that they are going to
You
go
have to
ahead and
hope.
turn it around. But the game is dying without GMs. It is dying. And I will say that with my whole entire soul, is that it is dying. They need to bring back GMs.
Yeah, for sure.
There's nothing else.
Sorry, I'm
on
just so
that.
passionate about it because it's like, you
No, I
gotta
hear you.
know.
No,
You-
Yeah,
are
for
absolutely
sure.
right.
There's so
have
much
to
content built
know.
around it, Sammy. I think we all agree. GMs are like
I reckon we blame the guy who bought in portals. It was him and his
at the portal guy,
project.
the poor portal guy.
It's just
Alright,
one
everyone else is
guy.
blaming
I
him, I'm
wasn't
blaming
trying
him
to
now.
kill the
One
game,
guy.
I swear. I
There's
just
one guy
wanted,
at
I just
Bungie who's like, I'm the portal
only
guy.
one. That's the only one guy working on Portal.
I'm going on LinkedIn, see if I can find this guy.
All right. So yeah.
The next thing that was probably big, I don't want to say big, but the next big point in the TWID was about obviously the portal progression, which we've already talked about, and then they wanted to talk about the illegal shotgun mods. Here they
The
say
what?
Arms Week is a periodic 1-week event recently introduced in the Edge of Fate and is live this week. It has its own event home where you'll find your daily and weekly challenges that reward event tokens, a reward pass with weapons, reroll chips, and more, as well as an event shop where you can spend your tokens and even more rewards. With shotguns taking the spotlight in this iteration of Arms Week, the Trakinus Stasis Rapid Fire Slug Shotgun is available for the second time ever. Pretty sure that is that shotgun from the Riven season, that Stasis one, which was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new archetype for slug shotguns, and along with perks like proximity power or chill clip, is worth having one around. Additionally, other legacy shotguns will be available to buy with event tokens. A lot of the shotguns are probably all the shotguns you've seen people use through the seasonal ones. So if there's a shotgun you're missing, including like Aikilos and stuff, then you can pick those up. I don't know if any of them have new perks. I didn't see anything specifically, except for the Stasis shotgun. During this second Arms Week event, new mods will be available to earn after you visit Ada 1 at the shooting range and do some field work for her, including unstable shells, where landing precision hits or most of a pellet spread will attach a delayed explosive to the target. Illegal trigger. Every shell fired increases rate of fire for a short time. Magazine and reserves are increased beyond their normal limits. And aftershock. Final blows create a wave of deadly energy behind the target. I'm going to go out there and say none of these matter except for a legal trigger. If you've seen a legal trigger, that thing is hilarious. Get a precision. You literally fire that gun, and then you can swap to another shotgun, and you basically shoot like an entire magazine and then some in like a second.
That sounds so
It
so
is
much fun.
so hilarious.
That
It
sounds
really does.
amazing. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's practical, but just, if you were to watch a streamer do that and didn't know about that mod, you would think they were hacking, because it fires so fast. It fires probably twice as fast as like the original rapid fire shotguns back in the day, because those were really fast.
Mhm.
But like, it's visually hilarious. If you haven't had a chance to see any videos on it,
Yeah.
got to see that. It's just so funny. I don't know if anyone has
I have
had
a
a
question
chance
for you guys with it all. Okay, so I understand that there are issues with those types of things in PvP. I will not argue
Yeah.
that whatsoever. But with how few players actually play right now, wouldn't you rather have people come, like, sure, it's broken, but wouldn't you want people to come because they just want to experience it? Like,
I mean, I don't see
what's
why
the
it wouldn't.
problem with it?
Well, as far as I
Sometimes.
can tell, is it not working as intended? I thought that's how it's supposed to be working. So, like, if it's working as intended, you might as well check it out. I literally
think
booted
so
up the
too.
other day to get it just to sit in the fire range and just fire it real quick and say, "Oh, that's pretty neat." It reminds me of the crafting,
Testing
how
it out,
many people
yeah.
came
done my
back to
daddy
the
login.
crafting, you know?
Look how many
Oh my
people came
gosh, yeah.
back for the sword thing.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
People came
Yeah.
back because they wanted to play with
Just
it.
wanted to mess with it.
I feel like it's working as intended though. But I kind of agree with the point that like letting things be broken while they're broken for a little bit is actually really good for the game and healthy and fun. You know. And also I think that's a conversation about the sandboxes and separating the PvP and PvE sandboxes,
Yeah,
which we all know they can do because they have done
They've
it
done
and they
before.
do separate them. So if there's something broken, then like let it be broken in PvE for a little bit, you know, like, you know, maybe
Exactly.
keep PvP more balanced. Like I understand that, like that's really frustrating if you're playing PvP, but like especially like you said, if the player population is low, not that it's really high in PvE either, but if it's really low in PvP, maybe let us have some fun.
I mean, why
I
not?
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what's it gonna? So there
harm?
was something
Yeah.
where people were just farming in the most ridiculous way, and it's like, what's the point if they like go and do it faster? They're at least playing
They're
it.
at least playing. You want those engagement numbers, right?
right, exactly. I was playing
They're at
Borderlands.
least playing.
And it was really funny because I was talking to Rev about it, and he was like, it's just a different expectation. Like in Borderlands, you go in, you create a build, you expect to be able to delete a boss with 9 million hit points in like 3 seconds. And if you can't do that, you need to fix your
is
build,
not as
right?
good, Yep.
Right, exactly. So it's like a different expectation. But I feel like when you can do stuff like that in Destiny, it's really fun. It's really, really fun. Like the sword glitch was so much fun going in and just like absolutely deleting like champs. Like you could just jump and smack a champ and it would just be gone. Like it was just so satisfying and fun, you know? So I don't know, maybe a little bit more of that, like every now and then. Really fun.
I think it would be fun if.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good balance if they made it to where, sure, those things happen, kind of like what you were saying with Borderlands, where it's like it's broken, okay, whatever. Make them harder to get because then people will farm for them.
Yeah, absolutely they will.
So-
100%.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and have
Yeah.
an overpowered weapon in PvE,
Yeah.
but make it much, much harder to get.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I completely
I
agree.
farm forever to
but-
get
but-
it. Yeah.
But honestly, people then I feel like then you're gonna get the people complain who are casual who are like, oh my god, I want this really powerful thing, but I can't get it because I don't have enough time. Blah 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 blah. So it's like it's always a balance, and unfortunately, I feel like like Bungie has to listen to everybody, right? I get it. I think let things be broken, not forever, for a period of time. I think
Yeah.
that will be so fun. Just like I'm completely for that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
All I have to say, if you haven't had a chance to get a legal trigger and go in the shooting range, just
Go and get a legal trigger.
just
You
take
heard
5
it here.
minutes and just check it out.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. It's
Heard.
hilarious. They do talk a little bit about Trials, saying that Trials is back. It's JAV 4. The weapon this weekend was Auric Disabler, which is, from what I could tell, a new weapon, but I don't know if anyone's playing Trials right now, depending on.
I did last week for
Yeah?
the Withering Gaze. Yeah. Yeah, specifically
for
because it
Wuthering
was
Gaze,
for the
yes.
raid.
Yeah.
And then the raid was so easy and we didn't really need it. And then I went in with my I was like, oh my god, I've got my Withering Gaze scout rifle, and my
I'm
my
so
fire team was like,
mad.
they were
I
like,
had
oh, it's not
one.
adept. It's not adept. You need to. Oh, it's terrible. It's trash. Throw it away. And I'm like, okay, fine.
I had a
Well, I let them run
Wuthering
Wuthering
Gaze
Gaze instead.
Aisha's, I think. Yeah, a Wuthering
Yeah,
Gaze one.
yeah.
And it had been sitting in my vault for 3 years. And
Well, that's the benefit
I
of
finally
hoarding.
deleted it right
Yeah.
before Edge of Fate because of all the changes. I was like, you know
No.
what? Fine. When am I ever
Yeah, you're like,
gonna
fine,
use
it's
Wuthering
time.
Gaze? And I'm like, you know what? Every time,
Vindication.
every single time, my
Yep.
hoarding mode in gaming is just it is emboldened. Like anytime I'm
Emboldened,
like,
yes.
okay, maybe I won't hoard. Something happens, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna hoard more.
Oh, I wish I held on to that. Yeah, you
Just a
never
little bit
know.
longer.
You never
Never
know.
know.
I feel like the people who are good at not hoarding, they have the mindset of if something is good enough that I need it, I will farm for it until I get it, which I feel like is the right mindset to have.
Yes.
The only
So you
problem
need
with
a
that,
lightweight sword.
the only problem with that is if it's not obtainable in game currently, and
That's
that
true.
may be
Exactly.
that may be more of a like a Bungie problem than a player problem, kind of like the like quote unquote illegal armor that is unobtainable currently.
Mhm.
But I think that's where the problem comes into play is when there's something that you could have saved from before, you know, that
At least
is
I
no
can go
longer
into trials
available.
and get one now if I really want to, really need
If
it.
you really want to, you
Yeah.
could grab one. Yes,
That's
yes,
true.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes,
TwitchCon is this week.
it is.
I don't think any of us are going, but Bungie is going to be at TwitchCon if you're in the San Diego area. They are they have an emblem because they always have an emblem with them at TwitchCon. And if I'm not mistaken, I'll just read it. It's that time of year. The Bungie Foundation is hitting the road to sunny San Diego for TwitchCon October 17th to the 19th. And we're bringing something special for those attending. Track down the Bungie Foundation team at the convention and make a in-person donation to earn the exclusive Big Heart emblem. Available only at TwitchCon. This is
It's
your
cool.
one and only chance to grab this limited edition emblem. So be sure to find us and say hi while we're there. I'm gonna say this right off the bat because it happens to me every year, whether I go to TwitchCon or not. This emblem is only an emblem. It's for a great cause. But please don't DM me. I'm not even going to be there, and I've already gotten DMs. Please don't DM me asking, I'll give you $200 if you just give me an emblem.
Mm-mm.
Like, these content creators that are going, if they know you, they probably will try to help you out and get you an emblem. But if you can't for some reason go to TwitchCon your actual self, then if you can't find another way to get it, because there will be people that are going to buy a bunch of them and give them away to their communities or I guess sell them again. Don't call people names, please. It happened to me last year because I said no to people.
no.
Please, it's just an emblem. If you can't get it, that's okay. If you can get it, please just donate directly to Bungie Foundation for this emblem, or reach out to a content creator and see if they can. I'm just saying that because I am not the only person who has gone through this where a convention, whether it be GCX or TwitchCon or even PAX, Bungie shows up and you are halfway across the world and a creator is getting there and they're like, please, I'll give you $1,000 for you to, give me an emblem, or, I hate you if you don't. It's for a good cause. Let's keep it for being a good cause. It's not like exploited.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on? So they have the Bungie Day charity event, and then they have Game to Give, 2 a year.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about they do these in-person things, and then because I know people are like, well, can't I offer or can't I donate online to get them? They make them available for the same donation during one of those events.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
I asked them last year. It wasn't the best time. It was post convention. It was I want to say Saturday night. A lot of the Destiny creators were hanging out at one of the bars. And I asked one of the Bungie folks there, I was like, because I had bought, I think, 20 to give away. And I bought one. And I was like, why don't y'all give them out, or could y'all ever see a world where maybe a month after the convention you have
Yeah.
it available for people to purchase online? And basically they were like, we've talked about it, and maybe sometime down the line it might become a reality. That's kind of all
Okay.
he said.
Yeah.
They basically, you know, I don't want to say they brushed it off, but I guess whoever makes that decision, they don't know. So
Yeah,
I
they thought about
personally
it,
have
though.
asked them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, can you let this be available for people elsewhere in the world? Because not
Right.
everyone can go to San
Well,
Diego.
didn't
Not
they
everyone
do-
Not
can
everyone
Florida.
can go. Yeah.
That magnetic something or other, the beach looking one. Didn't they do that one for Game to Give eventually?
I think they did.
I think
feel like
so.
a lot of these that are limited edition when they first come out, and then they release them during like
Yeah.
a Bungie Foundation event. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's really the best way to do it, because I think
Same, yeah.
it makes them, like, the exclusivity exists, right? But it exists for a period of time. So if you get it early access, when you get it from an event or whatever, go to TwitchCon, get the emblem, then you're like rocking it. People are like, oh my God, where'd you get that? That's so
Yeah.
cool. And then it creates this desire for it. And then hopefully raises more money for charity when they release it, more generally for donation during an event, which is, like we said, the whole point of it, raising money for a good cause. So anything they can do to make that happen, I think they absolutely should. And if it becomes less exclusive when they do it, too bad, you know? It's like you're still getting a cool emblem, you're still supporting an amazing cause. I feel like that's literally the best way to do it.
I don't know. It's a weird thing, because what's going to happen is, even if you aren't going to TwitchCon, you probably are going to get a DM from your community saying, "Hey, would
Absolutely,
you happen to be
yeah.
going to TwitchCon? If so, can I just give you $50
Can I
real quick?"
just-
Or you'll get the people, which is going to happen as well, is that they're going to buy 50 of them, and then the next day you'll see on Twitter, giving away 400 emblems. You know, follow
Right,
me.
right,
It's
right.
I
They're
get it.
like, follow, repost, you know?
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate. Everyone's
Yeah.
trying to play the emblem roulette.
Yeah.
It's
One thing I hate about that is that then you have so many creators doing giveaways that they think it's a creator emblem.
yeah, they think it's
People think
creative.
it's a creator, and then they're like, well, I want those. And I'm like, I don't have them. And they're like, okay, I'll go to a different stream.
Yep.
Yep, that's true.
And
'Cause
it's
they
like,
don't
it's
have
not a creator emblem, guys.
But the emblem exclusive, like, desire, it'll wean off of itself a week or two
Yeah.
later. But like, it's, I don't know. Just get over yourself. It's just an emblem. Support the Bungie cause more so than just trying to get this in IRL emblem. That's what I've always told people. We have one Bungie reward as well with the new axe that came out this week. There is a hoodie that is also
cool.
being added to the Bungie reward store. Who said you can't teach an old wolf new tricks? Complete
old wolf?
mission Heliostat to earn the Bungie rewards Wolf's Bane hoodie by December 31st, 2025, by 9:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to unlock this Bungie rewards offer. And it's actually a really cool hoodie.
Not me
I don't know
going
if
to the
anyone else
store right
seen it.
now.
Nah.
It looks great. Yeah,
My
it looks
only
really good.
wonder is if the hoodie is slim or is it like a baggy hoodie. Like, I would love for it to be like a baggy hoodie. but I don't know
Yeah,
that
like
kind of
size-
thing.
sizing
looks
advice?
Slim.
Yeah.
It
looks
does
like
look
a
slim to
slim
me
looks
too.
I like the
So
big
maybe size
baggy
up on
hoodies.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really
send
cool.
you
I don't
in
know
the
if it has a picture of the back though. But hey,
Is
if
it
you-
kind of like? It's kind of like that raised sort of print, isn't it?
yes,
It's
with like
like-
the little, you can feel the whatever
Oh,
they
I
call
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there isn't anything on the back, but it's really nice.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
like that hoodie, make sure you pick that up. You have plenty of time. I'm pretty sure once you complete the mission, it'll pop up saying, "Hey, hey, go buy this at the Bungie store." So don't miss that out.
$70
Oof.
USD.
Not including tax and shipping, huh?
Of course, depending
No.
on where you are, because
better
I know
really
it's so
want that hoodie.
expensive.
It is
Yeah,
getting winter
yeah.
time though, but you better really want that hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
We have some player support reports. Just our known issue list. The vault from inventory function is not working when using a controller. Clan Wars not claim reward Ingrams cannot be claimed by players over 500 power.
I
Really?
didn't know that. It's crazy. Yeah.
The new competitive emblem reaching Ascendant 3 is not visible in collection. So if you're someone playing comp and haven't been able to get your emblem, that's why. Abilities this week we had like a bunch of reworks, and obviously the biggest one was Void Warlock. Void Warlock is kind of nutty right now with all the grenades.
Mhm.
Vortex grenades are pushing some enemy types away instead of pulling them in.
I find that hilarious, actually.
Isn't that how people are pushing people off the map again?
I don't.
really
Are
like
they?
it.
I think it's
thought
so
they were.
funny. It's so funny. Yeah.
Bring it back. The
Yep.
change to Warlock's Glacial Harvest aspects to remove Stasis Shard creation cooldown in PvE will be released in update 9.1.5.1. Arc chaining from the lethal current aspect is not activating combination blow. I guess that's for the Arc hunters. And exiting Weave Walk with a finisher does not grant Woven Mail.
Yep.
Also, the Whirling Ovation Catalyst is still not dropping as intended, and heavy crossbows are not piercing non-champion immunity shields with anti-barrier bow equipped. So there's not a
It's
lot
annoying.
going on, but like there's a few things that they wanted to address. The Stronghold exotic armor is not granting infinite guard to special ammo swords still. Heliostat has an issue. There was a couple issues I noticed, but I didn't know if that was intentional. But the Heliostat exotic mission lists the incorrect selection of champions when previewing the activity. It should state that the players will encounter barrier and unstoppable. There is not a lot of champions in this. When I did it on
That's
Ultimate,
fair.
there was
Yeah.
3 in encounter maybe. So maybe that's why I didn't really even pay attention to what I had to run. Also, the Heliostat mission is not granting Wolfsbane intrinsics to all players in the fire team. This part I did notice. If you are running this mission, for anyone here or listening that hasn't had a chance to do it yet, there are all of these hidden collectibles that you have to interact with. If you interact with one, there are 3 sets of 3. When you interact with it, whoever hits the first one, if someone else hits the second and third, only the person that hit the first will get credit, basically. So if you break one, and then Sammy breaks one, and then I break one, for example, only one of us is going to get the credit. So if you want to do it, unfortunately, your best bet to make sure you have your time respected in doing this is run it on normal, which is light level 10, and just break all of them by yourself. Because you might not get credit for any of them, or you might get credit for all of them. And you still have to run it again so everyone else can get their chance at getting the intrinsics.
Yep.
It's supposed to grant it to everyone, but it's not working still. So hopefully in the future, if you're running with buddies, they can fix it. But for now, just run it solo and just get them all by yourself.
Okay.
Probably
With
the other
no
big
friends.
thing. Just don't play with friends.
Don't play with friends.
Don't play with friends.
As
You
far
guys
as
have friends?
I mean,
Nah. That's
Not
my
really.
stream.
my friend is Caldero, so you know.
Oh, your friend is the mines. I was born in the mines.
Bored in
Molded
the
by them.
mines. Those are probably the big things from the TWID. Most of the TWID was about Heliostat, and personally, I just wait until more people have had an experience. And I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to see after reset. As far as I could tell, we're used to Exotic Mission coming out and every week having like a different version of it to like do all this stuff. But now that like everything kind of dropped on the mission week 1, we don't have to deal with the week 2, week 3 to claim everything. So it kind of seems like Heliostat, once they fix some of these issues,
Yeah.
it's probably like all said and done. It's kind of it. So it's not too much else until we get Festival, which I think is in 2 weeks.
festival is October
The
21st.
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 They
okay.
they actually talked about it in a previous TWID, so I went and looked it up. They
yeah?
said Festival Lost will be back on October 21st with a new 6-player activity to earn exclusive weapons. So there's going to be a new
Ooh.
6-player activity for that. And then Call to Arms is coming out on November 11th, which will prepare Guardians for Destiny 2 Renegades coming December 2nd. So that's kind of the schedule upcoming for things going on. Yeah.
There's a new bow.
I'm excited.
There is.
There's Sammy! There's a new bow?
There's a new bow. It's the day after my birthday.
Oh my god, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thanks. And there's a new bow the day after my birthday.
We
Oh
got
my
a
god,
bow
happy
for
birthday.
you.
Maybe are you gonna actually use this unlike the Sammy Camp modifiers in the portal, Sammy?
I am.
Okay.
I can't say
You
more
should-
because it's in.
You should use this bow in the portal. modifiers.
I should. But
Someone's really
I'm,
trying to get your attention,
I'm
Sam.
just like really excited
Please
about
notice
it,
me.
guys.
Please notice
I'm
me.
I
gonna
know.
have a birthday stream, and we're going
Yeah.
to have cupcakes, and maybe I'll have a
Do we
bow
all get
on 'em,
cupcakes, or is
Are
it
the
just
cupcakes
you?
bow shaped?
and it's everyone can have cupcakes, and it's
Are you
gonna
sending
be
cupcakes,
so
everyone? I'll be there.
cool. I need 5 friends to have a birthday party with me.
there you
You
go,
have friends?
yeah, you
Wait,
got
we
it.
went over this.
We went over this.
We did. The lack of friends that I have, so. Oh
I'm
man.
here.
Yeah, I'll if you need me, I'll be there.
I'm there, Captain.
Yep, I'll bring bows. It's fine.
I'll bring the one bow I have.
The
or
one
two,
singular
my
bow.
Exotic,
I-
my
it's-
exotic one too.
I have bows. If Dan asks me to come and bring glaives, then we're in
I
a
don't
then
have
we're in a
glaive.
bad.
Oh,
I don't have a glaive. You asked for a bow. I got bows.
I ain't got
You
a
say
glaive.
bows,
Remember that
glaives, I
time?
delete all the glaives.
That
I do
Rev
have
made us
both.
use glaives, and then we had to go get
Yes.
glaives.
I hated
That
it. I
was
hated it.
Excuse me, back
awful.
I
up.
hated it,
Back
Sammy.
up.
I
What
hated
was
it.
that?
It
Rev-
was for
Rev made
an
you-
event. Yes, he
Rev
made us
you
use
use glaives.
because it
He
was
made us use
unstoppable
glove.
glaive. It was
Yeah.
and actually I have to say he was right. It was actually really good.
He- He was totally right, but he was so bossy about it.
This is the same
So-
man.
glaives.
This is the same
So-
man that will not let me use glaives.
Because you like
Whoa.
glaives, that's why.
Oh no, another glaive enjoyer. Why do
You
we have
have
so
to
many glaive
pretend you
enjoyers
don't
on the
like
show?
it.
I don't even know. So many glaive enjoyers. I think there was one last thing that we wanted to talk about before we get into questions. And you brought this up, Dan, that I hadn't heard of this. But you said the
Yes.
community's talking about it. We should probably talk about it.
I wanted to at the very least mention it, but I wanted to preface this that a lot of times things come across the community and people will see it and they will cry all doom and gloom. And I had to do my own research about it first before I even brought it up because it's already starting to spread like wildfire. And I think this morning when I woke up, I had like 5 different Destiny creators make a video on it. And I'm pretty sure we'll get a question, or at least one of the listeners will probably have also seen it. But there was recently the account by the name of D2 Clarity, and they're known for putting a lot of like super high in depth information from the API and putting it into a really neat concept for me, not a very smart person, to understand basically and comprehend what's happening behind the scenes in just the world of Destiny.
They
have
are
a-
very, if you guys are wondering about the source, D2 Clarity is another Bungie creator who definitely does their homework.
yes.
They're on the API side of a lot of it. And most of from what my experience is, they are very reputable
Yes.
and very thorough.
Very thorough. And as someone who doesn't know a lot about how the inner workings of Destiny goes, like how like the meat and potatoes of like Destiny is, seeing it from the eyes of people that know and somehow putting it in a way that I can even comprehend is always very nice. So absolutely. They made a post recently. What's today? The 12th? Yesterday morning, talking about how a colleague or friend of theirs had created a website called Popularity Report. In this report, it pulls the player counts of Destiny 2. You're probably going to hear that and say, well, a lot of other services have pulled player reports in the past. Everyone talks about player count, but from Destiny 2's launch, I've never seen a player count report utilize every platform. Normally we talk about numbers, they talk about Steam counts, or they talk about all this other stuff. Somehow they've figured out through the API how to calculate every player, whether you play it on Xbox, PlayStation, Epic Games, or Steam. I don't think I'm missing any platform. Basically, the entire culmination of all of the platforms and into pretty graphs. And it's in chat if you want to look at it yourself. And the graphs show the player counts from launch of Destiny 2 to now. And it was very interesting to see how the player counts has gone up and down. I don't want to say the player counts mean anything, these graphs, because there's still a lot of under things that I don't understand. But it was very interesting to see, because everyone talks about how the player counts are down, but it's interesting to see how much the player counts have gone down over the past 8 years.
Yeah.
So just seeing like the peaks and the valleys and seeing like, okay, this is when the Red War campaign launched, or D2. Okay, this is when Curse of Osiris happened. This is when Shadowkeep. This is when Forsaken. This is when, every year you can see the big spikes, but you can also see what I first noticed was patterns. You see the expansion pattern, you see it kind of dip. You'd see seasonal jumps, you'll see the dips. And throughout the years, you can kind of very blatantly see peaks and valleys. And you can if you've been around the community long enough, you can kind of see, okay, this makes sense why it was so high then. This makes sense why it was so high then. I will say the one that has everyone doom and gloom, not me personally, but I found it very interesting, is I instantly went to Curse of Osiris because I was playing Curse of Osiris then.
Yes.
And I looked at the numbers of Curse of Osiris versus the numbers now. And
I know.
It is damning how similar some of it is.
Similar. It's around like 300 to 400K.
Yes.
Player base, but the current player pop right now is similar to Curse of Osiris. But the crazy thing to me, Dan, is that it looks like, the peaks are like start off like 3 million, 2 million, and then like since 2021, so like for the last, what is that? Like for the last 4 or 5 years, like when there's a new DLC, it peaks somewhere between 1.5 and 2, right?
Yes.
Very consistently though, it peaks that. But after Final Shape, that peaked around the same. It peaked around like 1.5, 1.6. But Edge of Fate was not even close to that. It was like 700. And then now we're at Curse of Osiris levels,
which I think was a raid. I don't know, but seeing 817 or less than 1 million for a launch of this game was very interesting.
So, it really does. It's interesting because it kind of confirms what we've all been feeling, that something happened after Final Shape and the player population really hasn't, even on the spikes, isn't coming back to the levels that it was. It seems to be like trending down. Edge of Fate was not enough to bring back the numbers. And then we really are in not just a normal valley, but a Curse of Osiris level valley without like the sizable spikes. So it's interesting to see the data kind of back up what we've all been feeling in our guts about what's going on,
Yeah, it was very interesting, and I unfortunately I looked at it at first and I was like, how legit is this? But I looked at it and then I compared it to some other numbers just that were out there, and taking into account how reputable the source was, and just everything just made sense at like the highs and the valleys. And there was another graph in the same page that talks about new player onboarding, and you can see a lot of peaks and valleys in the onboarding, some during like certain seasons and some during a lot of the expansions. And while the Red War campaign obviously has a lot of deep purples and reds because everyone was onboarding because it was a new game, you can see that a lot of over the years, the amount of new players isn't nearly as much as players leaving. Which I
Interesting.
think they also came out and because a lot of people were taking it out of context and they were saying,
Yeah.
let's be clear. I might not have been able to put this into like totality context. There still are new players playing this game or coming to this game every day. I think they
Yeah.
said around 10K a day, which isn't
Yeah.
nothing. So there still is
Sure.
new players, but you're not seeing the
Mhm.
peaks. You're not seeing it's obviously it seems like more players are just leaving than coming back. I don't think these numbers are 100% accurate. Only Bungie will know that.
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
But these numbers are probably the closest numbers that we can get without actually being a part of Bungie
Without
and
having
seeing
access to their-
seeing their
yeah,
actual
yeah.
numbers.
So I mean, what you're saying is it sounds like there's a retention problem. There's like
And,
a
I mean, the
retention
retention
problem and an
problem's been a
onboarding
thing for a
problem.
while.
So it's like,
I think
Yeah.
all of us have either heard or said ourselves that
Yeah.
we have a lot of people in our community or just people that we know that are just leaving. the
Anecdotally,
game.
yes.
Yes. It's like
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
we know
We don't
players
have
and-
we have anecdotal information, not on the
Yeah.
like level of hundreds of thousands of information, but anecdotally, it's interesting that like the larger information is kind of confirming what we've all been hearing from our communities and from like people in Destiny Digest chat and whatnot. So I think if you get a chance to click on that link and look at some of the graphs, I think it's fascinating. I think it's really, really interesting. And they go into, there's other graphs too, right? There's time played productivity. So if you're a Gambit enjoyer, you could go and kind of like dig down into that. Hours played productivity. I think that the most played activities bar graph is so interesting because the top three are all Crucible.
all Crucible.
It's Control at the top with
Yep.
3 million hours. Quick Play 1.7 million and 1.3 for Trials of Osiris, which to me is a little surprising, but also not because I feel like I've always thought when Destiny has downtimes, Crucible is what keeps it going. Like it is basically the lifeblood, like that perpetuates the game. When there's PvE downturn, it's like Crucible is there for us,
Yep.
you know.
One
but
thing
I
that's
was- yeah.
interesting is that all of those are multiplayer. You play with friends, you play with other people.
match
All of
made, too.
them,
Yep.
they're
And
match
match
made.
made.
Yeah,
Yes. Match made.
there is a huge social aspect to
Yep.
the three most popular.
Yep. But the fourth one is the mines.
Yeah.
So up next on the list is Caldera, 1.2 million hours in Caldera. So the solo mines are the next one. And then after that is the new raid. But that's interesting because it's amount played, and I would assume it's probably less people in the raid, and
Yes.
but
Yeah.
putting more time in is probably why
Yes.
that statistic is as high as it is. But I thought the first three being Crucible was very, very interesting. But like, feel free to click on the link and check it out. It's fascinating stuff.
I just also like graphs. I'm
Yeah,
not-
same.
I don't
Yeah,
personally
visual,
like.
yeah.
I don't like math.
Visual data.
But one thing I
Mhm.
do like about math is I just like seeing graphs and like that just itches that part of my brain. So like seeing that I was like, okay, I can understand this. So I do your own research. Also, I would take this with a grain of salt because again,
Sure, it's not
unless
official data.
Unless we work at Bungie and see these numbers officially, it could all be for nothing. But it is, in my opinion, the most accurate version of the total community that we've ever had. So it was just very interesting because it just falls in line with just a lot of what's happened over the past just half a decade really, since Beyond Light, if not more.
Yep. All right. I think we're good to move into community questions. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted one.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. The first one is from Jagmaster, the Jagmaster. Do you think Pantheon and Rights of the Nine is viable with tiered gear in this current content model? I'm assuming the tier gear is just a tier 1 through 5 is what they mean.
I think yes. I would say yes. I would say yes just because I've been doing epic raids and like 5 feet raids without having tier 5 gear. Was it optimal for me? Is it optimal for me? No, because I'm not getting my super back as fast as other players. I'm not making the ammo that other players are. But can we shore up some of those things and make it completable? Yes. But I definitely think like getting the tier 5 is more optimal. But I think that if Pantheon and Ray of the Nine came out, like I would probably still be able to play it even if I didn't have tier 5s. That's my personal opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
It's
I think as far as endgame goes in general, and I've been told that I'm crazy, so my opinion
You are a
shouldn't
little crazy,
fully
but your opinion
matter.
is still valid. We're all a little
Um,
crazy.
I've been doing solo master Ghost of the Deep and solo master other content on tier 3 armor. So I don't think it's
Doable.
necessary. Would
That's
it
crazy.
necessary.
It would help. It would help.
It would help. It would definitely help. It would
Yeah.
be smarter for me to go and actually get the armor sets that would help me. But I'm too stubborn to do that.
Mhm.
But even tier 2, I was doing it tier 2 earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely possible if you're playing with other people. It's
Even
it's
easier.
most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yep.
I would.
Is it really that crazy to do it on tier
It's not
3?
that crazy now.
It's not at all. It's not
No.
at all. I've been doing tier 2 or tier. I've been using old armor. And I guess if you're using illegal armor, technically that's not even a tiered armor, right?
Yeah.
So, absolutely you can. Actually, some of the best armor in the game doesn't even have a tier. So, because of the
armor?
stat distribution, right? Isn't illegal armor technically old armor without a tier?
Oh yeah. I don't.
So
even
technically, it
see,
doesn't.
like, is that still
Yeah.
considered the best?
Well, I mean, I think if you're looking for a very, very specific stat distribution that you can't get
That's true.
now,
Okay.
but
It's just so
but
weird
certainly,
because like having
yeah,
the illegal stats,
yeah,
it feels like you're, I don't want to say wasting, but you're giving up so much extra.
so
across
much
the board.
extra, right?
Well,
Like the set bonuses, which are
Set
huge.
bonuses
Yeah.
and like all
So
the
I
additional
have-
stats everywhere.
I have old armor, being that I'm only at tier 3.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm at tier 4. But when I was at just tier 3, and I would go and optimize armor through the API sites, it would give me older armor. But I ended up using newer armor because the armor sets are so good. And I will eat my words from months ago saying that I will never grind for armor sets, saying that it would never be something that would influence me. But
Eating
damn,
your
they
words?
are nice. I am
know
eating my
the
words
benefits are
so
so
bad.
good.
They're
It's
so good.
Yeah. I
They're
have
so worth it.
I have 2 trials pieces and 2 raid pieces right now. And for the trials set, it gives you, I believe, health when you run over ammo.
Oh,
which
I
is
want that.
amazing. It's really good, right? I don't
I
know what
need
it does
that.
before, but even with the 2, it 2 from the set, you get about benefit to survivability, which is fantastic. It's amazing.
I just wonder because I don't know if it's just me. I know we talk about the illegal intellect super stats.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of tier 5s that have a lot of intellect and a lot of super, or I guess weapon and super now. I don't know.
Weapon and super.
Like, I don't know if it's because of it being tier 5 specifically,
Maybe.
but like
I
I
don't
started
know.
deleting stuff. 'Cause I was like, wait, I'm still getting 30 weapon and 30 super before having to put like a mod in on certain drops.
Yeah.
So
At
like,
the end of the day, it makes up for it.
yeah, and I was like, well, why
by
would I keep this over
combining
when I
it.
get all the extra points?
No,
elsewhere?
absolutely. Absolutely. You wouldn't, for sure.
It's like,
Yeah.
so I don't know if like them saying the illegal armor for that wouldn't be pulled over because I kind of feel like I got them pulled over with better stuff. So maybe I'm missing something with that.
I don't personally don't know. I just like hear people talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm still running like really poor tier. I don't find it makes a difference except for when I'm trying to be a helper and maybe like having a better set of armor would help me
Yeah.
help people get through content better. And that's the only time I feel like I'm missing out. So
I do miss res. I miss resilience.
resilience.
Even-
Yeah.
Even having a high number in resilience, even if it didn't do as much for me, Just
Yeah.
having a higher number makes me feel better because right now I'm like, where's my resilience? I'm taking too much damage.
Yeah.
It hurts.
No, I know.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yesher HD says, if you had the choice, would you would you remove the portal and go back to the old episode model? I feel like if you've listened to any of this episode, I think we would all agree that we would probably be okay with the portal. Going
Yeah.
on.
I feel
would
like we
keep
can all.
Portal. I would keep Portal,
Yeah.
I
but
think
make
you
it
said it right
supplemental.
earlier. Portal being supplemental or at least onboarding is probably the best choice. Would have been the best choice.
Yeah, supplemental.
I think it's
I agree.
totally
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
if it were supplemental.
Right. I think my problem is not its existence. It's funneling all progression through Portal is my
Yeah.
problem.
Yes. Oh, that's a
I
good
think-
one.
I think they should only remove Portal when Sammy uses those modifiers.
You
So
heard it, Sammy.
has to appease to the portal guy for the rest of us.
You guys
You gotta-
understand how guilty I feel. I feel so
Good.
guilty.
No one's coming to your
Yeah.
stream and blamed you about that, right?
Yep, no
They'd
one's
be
gonna
like,
come
I
through.
People
saw the
have
pop
come-
episode.
And
I'm
then they're
gonna
like,
start.
Why aren't you
Yeah.
using the all bow or why aren't you using the no HUD? And then there are people who have actually blamed me for them adding it to the game. I'm like,
wow.
they're optional, right?
I said I was joking. God.
And then there was someone else who got really mad at me because there's something you have to do for Guardian rank where you have to play with no HUD.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they're like, that is my fault. I'm like, no, it's not.
How dare
guys."
you? How dare you? It's all your fault. Yep,
I get a lot of hate for those.
that's fair.
yeah, just fix portal, make it onboarding and supplemental, and then we're all good.
Yep.
I just
Then we're
think it's good.
Yeah. Question answered.
Cryo Phoenix. I imagine Sammy has answered this too many times. But does Sammy count a crossbow as a bow?
I do. Mostly for utility's sake.
That was the easiest 2-word answer ever. But
Well, okay, here's the thing is that the crossbow, you have to deal with the reloading and it doesn't hit as hard as levies.
Uh-huh.
The
Sure.
only really big thing is that you can go and fetch your ammo. And then yeah, fetch it.
I'm sorry, I should have read that. All this
You can go
time,
get your
Sammy was the
ammo.
portal guy.
And then you can what else? Use other exotic bows.
Yeah, but what other
Yeah.
exotic bow would you use now? Like, because a lot of the really good bows are not even exotic anymore.
Yeah, I know. I try.
So-
I'm trying real hard here, guys. I'm trying real hard here.
Who's Eddie? How do you think Bungie is going to handle knocking us back down in gear tiers with no power level reset anymore?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Hmm.
It's not gonna bother them whatsoever. They're gonna get a full night's sleep. It's
Wouldn't that make it easier to like just keep farming for your tier 5s because you're already there?
just keep farming.
Already- yeah,
just
it would
keep
make it
farming.
easier.
What
Yeah.
do you do?
Yeah.
I don't see. Oh, I don't want to say I don't see a bad part of this, but like, I'm gonna wait and see because I wouldn't be surprised if they roll that part back as well. We still got a
Yeah,
month or so
Who knows?
to go. They
Yeah,
could-
they could also update that too.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, by the way, and we're not keep your tier 5 armor.
Oh, somebody's saying in chat that it isn't happening. That they're not going to knock us back down.
Are we good on that too? I know they were doing the power.
I don't remember reading that, but I would not be surprised if they rolled that
Yeah.
back too. Yeah.
It just seems that like all the stuff that they are doing, they have to roll back to make
Yeah.
Renegades as successful as possible. So
Heard.
anything that might
They
stop
need to.
that, just don't even
Watch it be like how power, they just kept adding power level. They just keep adding tiers.
Tier 15.
Watch it.
Tier
Tier 69.
Tier
Tier
25.
2000.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
The human race has like died off. There's overgrown
But you know what?
overgrown
That might make
like
the most
cities
sense.
and everything.
Having to work
And
towards
just
it.
the Bungie
Seriously.
AI is just still creating gear tiers.
September 20th. Okay. Well, I feel like we might have talked about it then, but like I was so deep into Hollow Knight at that point, probably that all I could think
Yeah,
about
you
was
probably were.
Pogo
Yeah, you're a little
bouncing.
busy.
The last question we have Cryo Phoenix with larger creators choosing to produce less or no content around D2. Do you think this will allow the rise of smaller creators to fill the void?
This is a rough question.
It's a hot take, but I would say no.
Might I
I don't think
chime
so.
in with my professional sort of,
Please.
for what I do
Please,
for work?
give us
and
your
that
hot
shit,
take. Yeah, your professional take.
You, the amount of people I see in the directory that are brand new that I've never heard of, and even just through like, people that are either just returning, therefore people wouldn't have heard of, or that are picking everything up for the first time and giving things a go. In my line of work, people are always starting to try to figure out how to stream, how to start up, all that. So there is never going to be a little amount of people trying to put stuff out. When someone steps away, and we've seen it, right, over the years, someone steps away, someone will jump in to fill their shoes or do something differently and build on what that person did. So it's yes and no. Obviously the community has to be there for people to be able to like step
Yeah.
up into that role. So that's the one thing they have to rely on. But we already see it like in the last year with so many people sort of stepping away or stepping onto other games. There are a bunch new, especially on Twitch, there's a bunch new, in the Destiny community, a bunch of new Destiny 2 partners, creators that have all just come out of the woodwork and started setting things up. And I'm still seeing it now whenever I go and look at the directory. I'm still trying to keep up to date with everything, for my own profession. So
I feel like the question
Yes.
requires a bit more clarity, because when we talk about like Astrocross, Datto, Glad, like
Mhm.
the 0.001%. There's a difference in a creator replacing that versus a 1% creator, which is probably just anyone who's a Twitch partner. Basically, that's the way I look at it. If you're a Twitch partner, you're a 1% creator, because there's so few of them. So I guess I feel like you're answering the question more in the sense of anyone can grow a following, but I just don't see the audience there for another 0.01%, unless.
Well, here's something to
something
consider. I'll be total transparency, 110% transparency here. I am scared shitless about where I'm at right now because I am a Destiny 2 streamer on Twitch. It is not a good position to be in. I don't do variety. And it terrifies me. 2 reasons why is because right now, if you go to browse for Destiny 2, it's 2.7K viewers.
Small.
That's all. 2.7K. And if you look at the actual category, let me see, viewers high to low. 155 of those are Defizzle. 153 of those are Reminiscent. Snazzy has 153. Like, add those up. Those add up quick. So where are they going to go? But another thing to consider is Twitch changed how viewers are counted.
That too.
So I used to get the majority of my views. I always streamed overnight because I would get raids to come in, and then those viewers, those lurkers would count towards my view count, and they would also count towards ad revenue. Well, now they're not counting lurkers, really, if they have more than 2 tabs open watching 2 streams.
Yep.
So I have to totally redo everything. And I'm a Twitch partner. I have to totally rethink how I'm going to approach streaming Destiny 2 on Twitch. And I cannot imagine what it's like to be a smaller creator. Because the majority of the people who come to my stream now, especially since I haven't been streaming as much, are my regular community that I've built up over years. Because there's not enough people watching in the Destiny 2 directory to really go and find other people. Newer people.
To have the top streamers right now not even be over 200 is wild. That's wild. That is just crazy that the top streamers have 150 right now. Like, that's crazy to me. It's just everything. I agree with everything you said, Sammy.
It's scary. Let me see. That's 300. That is 600.
Well, some of these people are streaming together, so
1, 2,
that's
3,
You see a lot of people.
Oh,
doing
yeah,
streaming
yeah.
together.
Still.
That's like the only way. Well, that's the smartest way to bolster that number right now.
Absolutely.
Right now, 1,000. It looks like about 1,000 viewers of the 2.7K are the top within the top 15
page
streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's tough. I think that I think both are true. I think that it's a tough directory right now just because the viewership is so low. But also Dan's point, Bona's point to it is a space where as a new creator you can kind of like rise because there's less competition. I think that's also true.
Yeah.
But I think it's just numbers all across Twitch are depressed right now because of the changes. And we actually were talking about this as a group before we went live. And so we're curious to see what news is gonna kind of come out of TwitchCon about that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's definitely a weird place, especially as a Destiny 2 creator, if you're solely focused on Destiny 2. I mean, personally, I'm like, let's play other games. but I'm still gonna go in and play Destiny, you know?
And I'm nervous about it.
Yeah. Oh my god. But you love it. You're gonna go in right after and play it, right? Yeah.
I think the other thing that people don't realize is when you think of one thing I noticed that personally would change my view on it is, unlike other years when Destiny wasn't great or Destiny wasn't doing well or there were downtimes, the viewership for Destiny was still very high.
Still very good.
There was still a lot of interest. There was still a lot of communities growing.
Yeah.
Even with Pantheon, obviously Pantheon was like huge.
Oh my god, Pantheon was so huge for everybody. It really was big. Yeah.
Unlike those times, you see the numbers significantly lower, closer to a expansion launch. Like, this is the kind of numbers you would see maybe a month before a new expansion, not a month after,
It's wild.
Still
We are in a very weird place right now, for sure. And I think that the directory, the Twitch directory, I think the number charts that we looked at from the popularity report, I think anecdotally what we're hearing from our streams, I think it's all kind of like saying the same thing, and hopefully Bungie's paying attention, and we'll get.
I really feel bad for some people who were on the cusp of partner.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be tough right now.
Before
that's going to be tough right now.
Last couple months,
yeah,
I feel for them.
Honestly, incredibly disheartening.
For those in chat that were kind of like, wait, what do you mean about the as far as lurkers? This is from the Twitch partner Discord.
Yep.
Specifically, it says, for years we've counted a limited number of sessions per IP address towards viewer count. If you have a lot of streams, more than a normal viewer could reasonably watch, open in many different tabs, our system may determine that you are not actively watching, and you will not be counted in any of those streams as a viewer.
Any of the streams, yeah.
So if you have like 5 streams open and you're watching one of them, you're watching this one, you won't be counted in this one.
Yep.
Mind you, this is how it used to be, like COVID. Or just at the start of COVID, and then they changed it. It's a lot of sort of old wives' tales when it comes to sort of shit on Twitch.
Sure,
but there's they do put out clarification. But this is something that they kind of put in the background, and then people started to notice, and now they've now had to come out and address it because it's quite bull.
All those third-party apps that people use to be logged into a lot of streams, you don't count for any of them. They did confirm
No.
that. They
Yeah.
said
None
if
of
you're
them.
using Chat
So if you're like,
Arena
I'm going to
just
leave a
connect-
tab open, we'll make sure you only have 2 tabs.
Mhm.
Yeah, only not going to count at all.
And then also, even if you are just, watching 1 or 2 streams, if you go on Lurk and you haven't like tabbed back in, you're just
Yep.
listening in the background,
That is
that
still not going
doesn't
to count.
count you.
Yep.
And that's
From what
why
I've
I
heard,
was
you do
talking-
not have to be active in chat, though. Your
I was
IP
gonna say, yeah.
you don't have to be active in chat.
Yeah. What I've sort of seen, and from what everyone's sort of talking about, is if you don't even tab back in every now and again, it basically interrupts the
The connection to, or the
the-
counting, the
the
viewer.
The
registering
actual
of it all.
counting. You'll still
Crazy.
count as a user in chat, but it does not affect
Yes, correct.
their view count.
The only
don't
time
count
that
you.
doesn't, you go away if you're watching a stream, is if you close the chat. You know that little arrow at the top and you close the chat and it
Mhm.
minimizes it? That's the only time. If you're watching someone and you click that, that's the only time your name removes from the chat.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, that's pretty crazy.
It's really crazy.
All right. All right. Anything else that we didn't cover that you guys want to bring up before we close this out?
I think we're
No?
good.
Looking good, feeling good. Well, I would like to say thank you so much to our amazing
Yes,
panel
thank
for joining
you.
us this week. Many big thanks to Epic Dan for setting this all up on OBS.
Mhm.
And thank you to everybody else for joining us tonight. We're just going to go through, and if you could please let us know what you guys are up to this week and where we can find you online. We're going to start with Sammy Cat.
You guys can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/SammyCat. I'm going to be posting more on TikTok, which is TikTok, Sammy Cat Plays. I'm also Sammy Cat Plays on Twitter. So I'm going to try and get things out there. YouTube, Sammy Cat, regular Sammy Cat, no plays.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, Epic Dan, where can we find you and what are you up to this week?
We're going back into the mines. But
To the
this
mines!
this time in Ghost of Yote, got one final
The
Super
Yote
Bowl.
mines.
So if you want to
The
see me
unrivaled
struggle
mines.
for
Good
the
luck.
rival mines, twitch.tv/EpicDan22. The play through will also be on the YouTube sooner or later at Twitch at YouTube, EpicDan22. TikTok has the highlights and all that. If you Google EpicDan22, you'll find me everywhere.
Wonderful. All right, Bona, what are you up to this week and where can we find you?
Hi. So I am going to actually meet Dan Finity tomorrow.
Oh my
So I
God!
will
Yes, the
be-
beard rubbing.
Yes, I'm going to be
Yes.
rubbing beards with Mr. Dan. He's come over to
Dandruff.
the UK. So I get to meet Dan for the first time tomorrow. That's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go up and stay a couple of days in London because on Wednesday I'm also going to see if you know the team from Designs by Dizzy. Some people will know them. And they do a lot of artwork for people in the community. I'm going to meet them as well on Wednesday. So
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
I get to spend a few days
awesome.
in London
them.
meeting some amazing friends that I've made through this community over the past few years. And yeah, but on socials you can find me Bonafide Hero. That's an I instead of an E. And yeah, just basically on the Dune when I can jump on stream and I can jump on gaming. So
Wonderful. I know you
See
love
you there.
that Dune Awakening. Yeah.
I
June
gotta
stuff.
get the spice, man.
The spoice, addicted to the spoice. And hi, I am Tiddly. You can find me twitch.tv/Tiddly Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock Central. I'm going to probably get back into the usual things, Destiny 2, Borderlands, grinding and whatnot. And with that, thank you so much for joining us for episode 118 of Destiny Digest. Have an amazing week, and we hope you find what you're grinding for.